If Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side flyer. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube and view it for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Hello, Leroy.
dude.
What? You right?
Oh, exhausted. Well,
When did you get back? Did you get back yesterday?
last night.
Woo.
So that's not the worst part. So I get in Saturday. I had to get up at like 3:30.
Tell people where you
drive.
went.
I went to Rochester, New York. I had to get up at like 3:30 on Saturday morning. I flew in. I thought I was going to be able to take a nice little nap. Nope. They ran me around. Then had the event. Then went to bed. Got back to the room at like 10. Right? Now, when I went to the event, it was 75 degrees. It started raining. We could see from outside. When I left, it was like 40.
Yeesh.
And then it snowed.
What?
Yes.
In Rochester?
It's
Yeah.
April 20th.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Hey, so, but that's not the worst part.
Okay.
Leroy wasn't dressed for no snow.
Yeah, that's unexpected. I would feel like.
Yeah, so
Even if it being brisker, I don't feel like you're getting like that seems late for snow.
got up next
But I'm
morning.
very ignorant to this stuff.
Right. Got up the next morning and it was freezing, 38 and
Jeez.
windy. So now I'm thinking, I'm about to get on one of these little bitty ass planes to fly me to the main airport where I could fly back to Florida.
Right.
And
Because who's flying into Rochester?
yeah, so the plane, the captain goes, we're going to take off into a brisk wind and then we're going to make a left-hand turn or whatever. We get up in the air, we turn right. I'm like, huh. He said the wind was so strong. And I was in there like a little, I'm like, oh my goodness. So
Saying some prayers.
I tried to
reaching out
sleep.
some Bible verses.
I tried to sleep, but it didn't work. And then the next plane, same thing. It was a little windy when we took off out of DC. So got back late because
Were you supposed to golf, or this was just like a meet and greet event?
I was supposed to, but then I realized they had my flight instead of Friday, Saturday, because there wasn't going to be no golf.
Because of the okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm glad you're back safe. That sounds scary. Sounds
it was brutal, and then the connecting. Why you ever notice when you connecting to another flight that the terminals are never next to each other?
rarely.
Yeah. So I landed in like D5 and took off. My next flight was at C29 and the first flight was delayed and they announced your name over the speaker. I'm like, yo, I just got off the plane. I'm coming.
Nervous.
Right.
Man,
Not knowing where you're going in the airport. Like one wrong turn, you miss your flight. Yeah.
Crazy.
So
man.
got in. But other than that, it was a good time. It was a good time. It's Rochester's looks like one of those. Like I told a guy when I got off the plane, I said I couldn't tell whether I was in Cleveland, Pittsburgh. They all have that same look, Midwestern town.
Brian says Friday, if the Rockies and Dodgers had snow. I did see that, but I always feel like Colorado mountains. I feel like there's different rules. I felt like with Rochester, you're past the point, but obviously, evidently not.
Off that water?
I don't even know where Rochester is, to be honest with you. I don't
It's
know.
in upstate New York.
Put it this way.
Next to Buffalo?
Not far.
It's an hour and a half. From,
Sports radio hits in Rochester.
Yeah,
They're
it's
always
not far
talking
from-
about the Bills.
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
that's-
but
it's
keep in
upstate New
mind,
York. It's
here's what
upstate
you have
New
to
York.
understand, that a lot of these fans either lived in Cleveland or were fans before Buffalo was around. So that's how their families got to be Browns fans.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Yeah.
Something with the
And let's put it in perspective. Cleveland is closer than New York City to Rochester.
Right. Sure. New York.
So it's like, it's a weird, like when you get up to the New England states and stuff, you get lost at how far, how close or far it is from place to place. And then I did it with a current player, Alex Wright, who's a cool dude. He was a cool dude.
Cool.
What, the quarterback of the Bills?
No.
Oh,
No. He's a D lineman
D-line. Okay.
for Cleveland. They actually kept him and traded Zadarius.
Yeah, the dude to Detroit. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Speaking of, we get to our headlines here, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. There was a blockbuster NFL trade over the weekend.
Yeah.
That was the New York Giants got the number 10 pick from the Cincinnati Bengals in exchange for Dexter Lawrence II. So obviously a big shakeup there in the top 10, right in front of the Miami Dolphins. But it was a little, I was a little taken aback by it. I was like, there must be a lot of pressure in Cincy to just feel like they got to do something this year, just because it just feels like a very strong, for a disgruntled defensive lineman who is awesome, but they haven't wanted to pay their own guys. So I was just a little taken aback by, they gave up what for him?
But here's the
Number 10.
and when I tell you, like, football becomes more cyclical, what makes a good edge rusher is pressure up the middle. And I think a lot of times we just think that the outside guys are going to get there and the quarterback steps up, they don't get the sack. And so if you can get pressure up the middle with a D tackle, you can do more damage that way. And I think a lot of the league is starting to feel that way about defensive linemen. Yeah, you need a guy to make sacks, but it's more important to get that pressure up the middle to force it into those guys.
It's a big pay though. Like reading like some of the background on it, like most of the offers they were getting were like seconds and late firsts, and they just come in like over the top with this top 10 big. You're like, sometimes there's got to be like one of those things where you're like, you're offering what? Like, and so you have to say yes. I mean, they were probably going to head towards a divorce anyway because Lawrence didn't want to be there anymore. He was miserable. He obviously gets a big fat paycheck, but I was just it was a wild one.
But when you think about it, like if you're in that Bengal organization and your defense has been terrible, I mean absolutely terrible, to the point where your quarterback doesn't have a chance to win games because you're giving up points at such a high rate. There's two ways I would have gone here if I'm Cincinnati. You can do that to bolster your defense, but there's a pretty good crop of offensive linemen that you maybe could have protected your guy that's been getting killed for the last 3 years.
Sure. Yeah.
So I understand why they did it, but you got a crown jewel on the other side playing quarterback. What are you doing to help, get his career going and not be hurt every year?
Well, it's interesting because for the Dolphins, obviously, it kind of shakes up what's in front of them, because you would have thought that that's exactly where Cincy's going to go. They're either going to go D-line or O-line in the draft. So Giants, I mean, maybe they still go interior offensive lineman, but, people are saying cornerback, wide receiver again. So, I do think that kind of shakes some things up on what might be available for Miami there at 11.
That's why you got to play the draft. Yeah, to we have all these conversations over the previous months about what they need and who they're going to have access to. And the fact of the matter is, you really don't know, because things like this happen and now it throws it off a little bit. So you kind of have to have a plan A, plan B. Okay, what do we want to get out of this, kind of mentality, whether it's an offensive lineman, a weapon, a cornerback, and you might have access to all of those players. Do you then take the best, the best prospect? And regardless of, you got to fill a lot of holes, but I would just like to get a really good player, a really good prospect at one of those positions. So you really don't know what's going to be available at 11, especially now that the Giants have 2 picks. They might trade back. They might do some other stuff. So
I would be surprised.
They ain't trade back.
Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy if they would trade back, if like that's the best you're going to get for the guy. Now you have 2 top 10 picks. I'd be pretty surprised if they traded back, which it could put the Dolphins in a spot where somebody who wanted to move up would be like, oh, well, I guess the highest we're going to go is the Dolphins. Like that's
right.
Like I do think it throws a wrinkle into things for Miami.
It does. And it makes it like, for all these people with these mock drafts, this makes it even more confusing now that you have one team that can, kind of slow play a certain position, or pick somebody that, they might not have had access to at 10.
So how
it'll change everything.
6 teams have multiple picks. 6 teams. So it's Dolphins, Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Chiefs. Who am I missing? Browns.
All guys that have traded, valuable pieces during the course of the last year or two.
Man, something. Dude.
But keep in mind, they're giving up quality players that wasn't helping them win.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, he was disgruntled as hell. He wanted to get the hell out of there.
I mean, yeah, like, could you imagine being him and could you imagine being him and they say, hey, man, why we ain't getting the sacks? I'm killing it up front.
Bro,
right?
I'm getting double teamed 70% of the time.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's not his thing either. Like that's what he does. And they have like a gazillion edges on that team anyway.
Who get the sacks?
So I don't know. But it was an interesting one for sure. Also, this weekend, the Marlins, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Brewers. Haven't won a series since beating the White Sox and getting off to that hot start. But they did salvage the win yesterday. The best news out of yesterday, 2 things. Eury Perez, really good. He had a 6 shutout innings, best he's looked all year. Fastball was looking strong. The Marlins jumped out to a big lead. And Kyle Stowers made his return. Now, adventurous return, because he got hit on the hand by a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to start. And then he was running around those bases. Hamstring still looking a little ginger.
Well, hey, when you have a guy who's not known for speed trying to stretch one out, them hammies, like, hey, speed is not our thing, buddy.
There was a point where I think it was, so he hits a ball down the line and it gets stuck in the corner, so the guy gets to throw up his hands just to keep him a double. But I don't know if he was going to open up the wheels anyway for that. And then there was one where, like, hey, they probably should have tried and scored him. They're very careful with his legs right now. Very careful. And mind you, they've already lost Conine to a hamstring injury. So, yeah, he's running like he's got those Stanton hammies right now.
I would think that maybe these home run hitters are to run some striders or something.
I don't know.
During the course of camp. We working on glove work and all that, but maybe we ought to stretch them hammies out a little bit.
Yeah. They got to be careful with that. But the Marlins able to salvage that one. Now they got the Cardinals tonight. Cardinals are rolling. They won 5 straight. Marlins won't have Sandy, who wasn't awesome in his Saturday start, but they will get that going tonight, and we'll see what's what. We'll see if the Marlins can get 2 out of 3 here, but nice way to end the weekend, but frustrating that they weren't able to. They rallied a little bit. They went to extras in one of the games, but weren't able to get the win. So that's a rough one for the Marlins. We'll take a break. More to come. Lots to get into from a busy weekend. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Leroy, can we get a weather update
You
here?
sure can.
WindowPlex brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate.
I can tell you one thing. It's about 4 degrees warmer than where I was.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. All right, I'm looking up. When I came in yesterday, it was a little breezy. The breeze looks like it has remained consistent coming out of the east at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's that time of year I'm always going to say look for an evening shower or two because when the winds are out of the east, that moisture comes off the ocean. And it's about 75, 80 degrees. But that's a typical April, May kind of forecast. Other than it probably get a little warmer over the next couple of weeks.
I got my wife and my daughter both got mad at me for not knowing like the weather, which I'm like, neither of you requested this. So like, so we went to my son has jiu-jitsu competition this weekend. He went 1-1. He got the bronze. He was very frustrated. We took on the giant Russian kid. And the end of his name looked like Nurmagomedov at the end of it. I was like, this is gonna be a challenge.
Are you facing?
He got it in his blood.
I'm like, this is gonna be a challenge. But in all honesty, he fought him well. Kid was big, got on top, outpointed him, whatever. Comes back the next one, rages, nearly got his first arm bar. But he killed it in his second match. So, he's still frustrated. He didn't get the gold, but we trudge on. We had a great time. I got to say that Jiu-Jitsu World League was the first one we've been done with them. Holy crap. They do things so much more organized than the other ones we've been to. It was top notch. It was like, here's your thing. Here's your weigh-in, the schedule, the lineups for everybody. They keep the parents on the outside of the cage, so it's not as crowded. Top notch by them. So maybe going back. I think they got one in Lakeland coming up in June. I may venture up there. I don't know what's in Lakeland, but other than their Tigers minor league team, but
it's like 5 minutes from your house.
Yeah, it's in Polk County. We'll check it out. But so after that, we went to SeaWorld because my wife had she gets free tickets for SeaWorld. So we ended up going there. We're going to go on some rides, check some things out. So we ended up going on. We've never been on their water rafting ride, Infinity Falls. I like water rides. I have a fun time on water rides. But when you go on a raft ride, your shoes are going to get wet, right? And it's always that balance of, do you go?
You don't bring flip-flops?
I like wearing flip-flops, but here's the thing. My wife always yells at me when I wear flip-flops because she's like, your feet are going to hurt the next day. I was like, yes, but water
I just wear them for the rides, though. I have my bag, and I switch back.
Yeah, I didn't do that. We just kind of were impromptu. We're coming from the event, so boom, we went over there, and so I went with the socks, and we got soaked. Everybody's sneakers in. My wife's, my daughter's. My son was the only one genius. He's wearing Crocs. But the thing was, so we come back yesterday, and they're like,
how cold was the water?
It was fine. It was very hot. It was a very hot day at the theme park. Right. Very hot. So we come back, and they're like, oh, shoes are still wet. I'm like, just, leave them out to dry, right? Like, help. It's very hot out right now. Leave them out to dry. No probs. Well, they both get mad at me this morning. They're like, there was a storm last night. I was like, am I supposed to know that? Like, what am I supposed to look at the shoe forecast? My bad. They're like, they seem ruined. I'm like, throw them in the dryer, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I am not here as like the shoe drying expert. You guys wanted your shoes fixed. I figure, hey, in the air conditioning, not going to get it done. You might want to try the South Florida heat. Unfortunately, there was a monsoon last night that passed through. So now they're all mad at me.
Because you told them to do something with their shoes.
Yeah,
that got them worse.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Tried. Anyway. So that was that on the weekend. I did see, though, on Saturday, the Canes had their spring game. Everybody very excited. Darian Mentz, the way that he's looking, I saw that Mario Cristobal is reminding everybody, tough. Because let's not forget, last year in the spring, Miami Hurricanes, they didn't have Carson Beck. Carson Beck was recovering from arm injury. So now they got QB1 in fold, and he's like building this rapport. Oh, dude, that Malachi Tony catch from this weekend. He's good. I don't even know if that was a drill because I only saw a close-up, but the one-handed grab that he had, goosies, dude. And this intangibles that we got from Duke. Oh, my God. The chemistry, the symbiosis. I don't think that's the word. But the point is, what he's got going on.
Whoa. You can't get just.
Yeah, when you got that thing to get symbiosis, isn't that a thing? I think it's a thing. I don't know. Now I'm scared.
Oh no, we're gonna have to check this out.
Yeah, we got to. Hey.
Or butchering English.
Yeah, that's symbiotic. Is that the word?
Yeah, that's it, dude. The symbiotic relationship. I think that's something. But the point is, they got more receivers. They got the quarterback there in fold. Very exciting. Very exciting. I was like, where are they in the odds rankings for winning the national championship? Because I would have had a thought they were
10-1
top two favorites. Yeah, they're further back than I thought they were. They're like 12-1 to win the championship.
Yeah, I mean
Ohio State, Notre Dame. We're doing this with Notre Dame still.
You know why? Here's why. Because they get the easiest path to the playoff. They ain't got to play in the league. They ain't got to deal with other teams.
Yeah, well, that path's going to end in November, dude, because the Canes are going to South Bend and going to kick their ass.
In November, too.
Yeah. Oh, that game's going to be drugs.
That game is going to be intense because, they all think that Miami got in instead of them.
Oh, yeah. And they haven't shut up about it either.
And they don't realize it wasn't Miami, it was Alabama.
They have not shut up about it in the draft process. The guys back there, they don't shut up about losing to Miami the opening week. Like they're so consumed by it. It's crazy to me.
I went after a guy wearing a Notre Dame hat.
Why?
Yeah. I said, hey, Notre Dame. I said, you're a Notre Dame fan? This was just in the middle of everything. I saw the Notre Dame hat. I said, how about you pick a conference and quit crying?
Wow. I love that.
We didn't make the playoffs, so we're not going to play in the bowl game. I think I said something along those lines.
What was lamer than their coach being like, I was really proud of you guys for coming to this decision. It's like, dude, okay, you guys didn't want to play in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Oh, sorry, it was beneath you. Like you're acting like you're acting like they gave up some great thing of honor, Marcus Freeman.
Which almost makes it worse that you talk about how your school is and whatever, and then you cry and don't go to a bowl game.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Right. It's wild. But like, man, I don't know. And Ricardo's making fun of me because like you're getting hype from a spring game. One, I have no playoffs. Like that's one thing that I felt very empty from this weekend.
Yeah,
no Panthers, no Heat. The Marlins are, I tried to bask in the Marlins glow, but the Canes are going to be legit good. I don't know why you wouldn't be hyped about it. Like they look like they've done it again. Mario's got a factory going on.
It's April.
Thank you, Vlad. I'm not saying they're not going to be good. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be a yum yucker, but the fact that
you yum yuck on everything in the future, though. Like anything I get excited about is
because it's too early.
When should I be excited about it?
When you start playing football.
The spring game is, but then you guys will say, but it's
Nope.
August.
No,
Oh,
I'm saying no. I would say, okay, yeah, the season's about to begin.
I know how you guys work, especially him. I know exactly how he works. He does the same thing.
You mean keep it real?
Nah, you yuck yum.
I tried to keep you balanced and not overdo it.
I'm not overdoing it.
5 months before football season.
Straight.
We're closer to last football season than the new football season, and you already moved on.
Silly. You're being silly.
This
team was a game away from winning the championship last
year. Right, and we're closer to that than the next season.
Game away from winning the championship last year.
What was the game away?
The Canes.
They were in the game.
Yeah, so they were a win away from winning the championship.
One win away.
Yeah, they were one. They were win away.
Semantic Samurai. The point is, they were right there for the championship. They are losing talent for sure, but they also feel like, I gotta tell you, this offensive talent, like Malachi Tony, a year older, the intangibles fellow we got, more maybe being a little bit better, and the QB. How about this? You see this Ty Simpson? He finally admitted that the Canes offered him $6.5 million to come there. $6.5 million. I'm kind of happy that we got the Duke kid. I am. I don't like somebody's judgment that's like, I don't want to take $6.5 million because of my Alabama legacy. What's your legacy?
You were there for a cup of coffee.
What do we remember about his Alabama legacy? That this was the disappointing Alabama team? I don't understand what that was.
By the way, that is quite true. When you didn't win anything, you didn't get close to winning anything, yet you talking about legacy. If you really wanted to have a legacy, you would have stayed at Alabama for another year and try to win a championship and build a legacy that way.
You know what's legacy? $7 million in the bank to go play college football. I don't know. I was just like, that's the advice you got? He's like, I took advice from Nick Saban. That's the advice you got from Nick Saban?
Alabama coach?
He goes, Coach, I don't know.
Nick Saban was trying to get him to go back to Alabama.
Silly.
Let's not forget that. That sound like that conversation went sideways at some point where you decided not to go to Miami, but you're going to turn pro.
Weird. But
that's one of those things. I'm not going to be the quarterback of the University of Miami. I'm not going to be the quarterback of Alabama either, but.
And then Heatherman. I mean, like, they gave Heatherman a raise. That guy, I mean, I don't even think he counts his money. He looks like he just counts grit. But, like, they gave him a raise. They got I like the fact that the like, I would love to have an
Vlad, and he wonders why we have to calm him down a little bit.
What?
He counts grit.
Dude, have you seen Heatherman doesn't smile?
No, you know what it is, bro? He said it earlier. I really feel bad without any local team going in the playoff because this is what we're talking about in April. This is what we're talking about.
This is a legit thing to talk about in April.
If they were playoff hockey or basketball, you know what we'd be saying? And the Canes had their
but there's not. So you guys got to get on board.
So that doesn't mean you got to overdo it.
This is draft in 3 days.
Yes. And
this team has 2 picks.
Cool.
You know.
Do I have a 2-segment show or can I get to it
later?
No.
I'm just saying.
I'm just fired up for it. Mario Cristobal. If Mario Cristobal's fired up for it. And by the way, this guy's tweeting like a machine. I mean, he's mocking everybody left and right who are talking about short arms or talking about Maui Noah's disc. Adam Schefter did report today because there was that thing with Maui Noah's disc, and he's like, no, it's like asymptomatic, no worry whatsoever. It's not going to affect them.
I mean, what are they X-raying that they got to even go there?
I don't know. Not sure. But he went for the extra check. He's like, check it. You don't want me? I'll fortify somebody else's trenches. That's what I'll do. Mauling people.
He's one of those players too that there may be a lot of teams that may be thinking of moving him inside, you know what I mean? Closer to the center. Because he's done it. And he has kind of the mentality that he could move inside. There's a lot of like left and right tackles that have never been inside. He's one of those guys that he plays like he could play guard also.
Guess his Heatherman keeps his money in a rifle case. I do picture him somebody who has a bunker. That's where he watches his film. Like I love watching these things.
And he changes in the fatigue.
No, there's eye black under his.
To go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Like I see these TikToks all the time of guys who like to build like little bunkers in their lawns. I'm like, I can picture Heatherman doing that, but that's where he's watching the film. Like Mrs. Heatherman's like, "Where's Corey? Where are you?" In the bunker, I'm watching film.
Turn to channel 3. They use CBs.
Already prepping for Wake Forest. Seems unnecessary. Oh, nothing's unnecessary. Grit.
Like, you know what's funny? Your explanation of how football works and how the people around football works versus the reality of it are so far apart.
I thought you were going to say I was spot on.
No!
I'm
not even close.
You sound like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
You mean, you people.
That's an accurate assessment. I'm not going to lie. You are playing the part.
Two-a-day says Heatherman calls drills with the duck call whistle.
That was cover 2.
No, do it again.
I will say this though. DJ Williams was on his social medias and he said that this offense will be better than last year's offense.
I think it will be. I think
to be honest with you, I think one of the things that we fail to realize is that I don't know if Beck ever got to 100% healthy.
100%, right.
And to have a quarterback to come in early, that has a lot of those tools plus a little extra and can work from day one through the end, I think that in itself is going to add a lot to the offense.
Clearly, he wasn't healthy because if
Yeah.
he had a better arm,
He had a couple of power outages like towards the end of
Weird,
the
dude.
season where he went to throw a deep ball and it just went meh.
No, because that interception, if he had his arm, that's a touchdown.
Right.
Big South
And
says-
so that's one of the things I always try to explain in sports, that just because you're playing doesn't mean you're 100%, and it doesn't always show, that you're not 100%. And sometimes as a quarterback, it shows up at the worst time. Like you wanted to throw it 50 yards and it came out 35. That's not a good look.
Dade Sapp says the only question is the O-line, but they have the best coach and they're all Giants. I love that. I saw a tweet this week that says, because Mirabal, I mean, he's not a very tall man, obviously. I mean, he coached. He is a Giant. It's all of them. They're all 6'8", 6'9". And somebody goes, the funny thing about this picture is he's 6'1".
Right. Which is not short.
But no, he's not. He's like 5'4". I don't know what he is. 5'4", 5'3". He's very tiny. But somehow he just gets all these Giants to go in the same direction.
Yeah.
Goosies, dude.
What's crazy most, and I think this is what kind of hurt Jim Schwartz. Most offensive line coaches and defensive coordinators are very intense.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them that I've known is very, very intense. When those guys become head coaches, you kind of have to taper that a little bit because you're dealing with offense and defense. And I think if there's any question about a guy becoming a head coach, is can he communicate with both sides of the ball, or is he going to still use that same level of intensity that you can only use really with the defense?
Well, the Canes got monsters on the O-line. Doral, they got the blue monster, Leroy.
Oh,
Tell 'em
yeah.
about it.
The PGA Tour is back in Miami. The iconic Blue Monster will host the Cadillac Championship April 29th through May 3rd. Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Matthew Fitzpatrick just won. We got Ludwig Oberg. We got our favorite Tommy Fleetwood. Don't miss your chance to watch elite competition. There's going to be public venues, delicious local bites, and much more. Also, family get in free. 2 children under the age of 15 get in with 1 ticketed adult. You can buy your tickets now at CadillacChampionship.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Marlins are back at it tonight. If you guys want to listen to that, it'll be right here on WQAM.
Hey, so yesterday when I got home, I had watched no TV all weekend because I was running around. I get back home. It's late. I need to wind down a little bit. Turn on the TV. Marlins are on. So I watched the game. I'm like, oh, they won. Then I realized it was a replay, but it was like no bigs because I hadn't watched TV all weekend.
So you watched it at night and you thought it was live.
I didn't think anything. I just said Marlins are on. I hadn't
What
watched
time
any
were you-
TV.
wait, hold on. Let's break this down. What time were you watching it?
8, 9 o'clock.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday. So you didn't think the
And you
sun?
didn't- and
You
you-
didn't think the sun being out on the field and
I wasn't even paying attention. I'll
And
be
you
honest
didn't-
with you.
And you didn't hear dun, 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 like it's not Sunday Night Baseball.
No, no.
just the sun, that's just splashing right on the
I
field.
didn't get into the particulars. I just said, oh, I had watched TV. Marlins are on.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm watching a game at night and it's in my hometown and I see that it's daytime, I'm gonna question it.
Interesting.
I don't know about you, Topes.
It's a little strange.
For technological snafu.
It wasn't a technological snafu.
Was it not a
We
technological?
just say all books are new until you've read them.
Sure. Yeah, I guess. I mean, you didn't see the results, so were you impressed with what you saw yesterday?
Yeah, Eury was dealing.
He was dealing. It was good to see. He was he was dealing.
I like the fact that he tried to throw his other pitches and were terrible, so he just stuck with the
He
heat.
went with gas. Yeah,
Yep.
he went with gas. Yeah, and you're going up against Mizorowski, who also throws like incredibly hard, and they did a good job against him. They did a good. They did.
Did he even make it out of the first inning?
Yeah. He went 5. But they wore his ass out. They wore his ass out, which was impressive. You know, I mean, like you see signs from them. There's just there are frustrating things. I know that people are not too thrilled with McCullough, although McCullough did get thrown out yesterday. Now I didn't see it live. I was actually listening to this. I was driving home.
This is an early ejection. Like
Yeah, it was like top of the second.
top of the second. I'm like, it's not that serious, Clinton, but seemed to me he wanted to get his point across, and he watched the game in the managerial office. But yeah, that was crazy.
They called a balk on Eury, and so he decided to go at the. Apparently, the umpires are calling like they're being very strict on balks right now. Now I didn't see it; I only heard it on the radio. I was listening to Jack McMullen on the call. But you could tell, like, he's going. I did see the clip then when he goes back, and the umpire's like, do you want me to run you? And obviously the answer to that from Clayton McCullough was yes.
As an ump, you shouldn't ask me if you want to run, if I want to be run.
I think he was probably surprised that Clayton McCullough was so enraged. He seems like such a level-headed guy,
Well,
you know?
Right. So then if he's enraged, I might have to consider maybe I made a mistake.
Maybe. He goes, what do you want me to, you want me to let you go? He goes, yes! I'm yelling in this tone because you are messing up, and so I very much would like to be thrown out of this game to fire up my team. I don't want this all to be for nothing.
You know what makes it even worse is that after the game when they talk about it, they're on first name basis. Right? Like, well, look, John, I think he went a little too far. And, and then he'll say, well, Clayton, he we have rules behind that, and I had to throw him out. I didn't want to. He's genuinely a good guy, but those are the rules.
Let me ask you a question. Since you're a former athlete, after you have it in a game when you're not very happy with the official,
Mm-hmm.
and you say some things that you probably shouldn't be said, or he might say things to you. How is that next encounter? That next game? How is that? Is it hey, how you doing? How's the
because
family?
they're used to getting yelled at back and forth. But I would tell you, I had an interesting interaction with the official. So we were playing, I want to say Arizona. It was a playoff game. And every time I got tackled, dude would mush me, right? Like he used my face mask to get up. And so my neck would get all twisted up. And so I went to the official and I said, listen, if you're not going to protect me on this field, I have every right to protect myself. And I just want everybody to know before I go bat bleep crazy on somebody that we had this conversation.
Fair warning.
And like, I would like you to acknowledge this conversation because I'm not a guy who fights, but I can't allow myself to be out here just getting abused after the whistle.
Sure.
And he looked at me and smiled because it was very like cordial. But guess what? Next time I got mushed, 15-yard penalty. So there's ways to go about it. Like it's a different interaction with NFL officials. Only your coach could go at him. Your coach goes crazy, right? If you go at him, he'll throw a flag quick. So you got to go at it kind of, hey, Blue, come talk to me. Come talk to me. I remember one time they called me for a false start. I said, your eyes ain't that quick, buddy. Your eyes are not that quick.
Yeah, it was funny on the in the radio booth at the time. Jay Lucas was in the was in the booth because it was UM day. He threw out the first pitch, and they're like, "You ever almost get thrown out in your first season?" He goes, "Oh yeah, a couple times." They keep yelling at me to get off the court.
Tobin, I mean, you go to Kaseya Center a lot. You've seen some things where the player says some of the foulest things to an official.
Sure, Spo never gets thrown out though, and Spo
no.
Spo is like this weird temperament because he does things like, have you ever seen videos of him? Like people have taken like, especially like at Lakers, they'll like film him on the floor and he'll say things that are just like not profane at the officials, but they're really insulting.
Right.
He's just like, concentrate.
Get some sleep is my favorite. Get some sleep.
Oh yeah. He'll tell the official to get some sleep. He goes, you're not focused. You're not focused. Like he's talking to the refs almost like they're his players, but they're not focused, so he never gets thrown out.
Well, because he's not cursing.
Right.
It's just that there's certain key words that he's not. You can't tell an official because then he or she.
I asked him about
get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, I asked him about the challenges this year because he used to not challenge at all, and he kind of got more into it at the start of the season, and he basically just said, "Yeah, I just do it to wake them up." Like
I remember one time I was in college and. It was a terrible blown call. And Bo Schembechler was going crazy. And he took off his mic and threw it, right? However, it was kind of caught up in his leg. So it bounced back and hit him in the face. And the official that he was yelling at just started laughing. And I'm like,
oh, that's horrible.
And so he looked over at me. He said, I don't have to throw the flag. Justice was done.
That's messed up.
They usually, part of being in that environment, that's why guys don't like officials that are sensitive, right? You always have a couple of officials in any sport that are very sensitive, right? So in baseball, if you miss the call, and you get yelled at for missing the call, now you want to inject the player or the coach when you know damn well you missed the call. And that bothers me because you could very easily say, I was close, I went with it, but you could be right. There's cordial ways of handling all these situations, but they really don't there's just certain people that aren't good at that type of banter back and forth. Yeah, you have some officials that laugh it off and no, and they go back and forth a little bit, and then they'll say, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, there's also, I think part of the thing that's been lost in baseball is because of ABS, it's not as many arguments anymore. People just kind of settle with the challenges. What has Aaron Boone done this year, Vlad? Has he gotten kicked out of any games? Because he argues balls and strikes probably more than any other manager in the league.
Well, with the ABS now, he can't do anything.
I know.
So he's got 2 challenges. So if they're correct, he's not going to say a word.
I have heard umpires yell, "You want to challenge it?" Because that's just the ender. It's like, do you want to challenge it? That's it. And so all these arguments are getting killed.
Yeah. So there might be less managerial ejections.
Is that 2 birds in one stone? Because they fixed a lot with that ABS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because there've been teams that have, and players that have called for it and been completely wrong, like
Right.
nasty.
And
like
I
the
bet you
Brady.
he's just sitting back there going, you think you could do this job?
We'll take a break, get you caught up with your headlines, Dolphins draft week ahead, Heat fodder, back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Get to our headlines this hour, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com as yesterday afternoon, according to Leroy, it was last night. The Marlins won 5-3 over the Brewers to end their series. They lost 2 out of 3, but it was good to see Eury Perez have a good start and 6 shutout innings for him. Struck out 7, gave up 3 hits. They also got Kyle Stowers back in the fold. They sent Davison De Los Santos down to Jacksonville, and Clayton McCullough got ejected from the game in the 2nd inning because of a balk. And the referee, the umpire politely said, "You want to get run?" He said, "Absolutely." So kick back and relax and watch the rest of that game from the old office. By the way, a happy 22nd birthday out there to Kel'el Ware. He turns 22 today.
Wait,
Why we treat him like he's 30?
nice for him. I didn't know he was born on today.
Is today?
Yeah.
That's your birthday?
No, it's
What's
just
Jan-
it's January.
Oh,
It's just
Oh,
a
but he's a Taurus too.
we'll ask Jennifer how her birthday weekend went. It looked like it was fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You saw a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know if they were all from this weekend or not.
Oh, anybody cropped out?
We'll have to ask her.
Okay.
We'll have to ask her. We'll look forward to that when she's ready to hop on. But the Kryptonian does turn 22 years old. So happy birthday to Kel'el Ware. Dolphins have draft week as they hold the 11th pick and the 30th pick in this year's draft. John Eric Sullivan was confirmed, by the way. He was at the Jordan Tyson private workout. So he was one of the general managers out there. So just keep note. They may, there's a lot of buzz around the Arizona State wide receiver. I saw him put a highlight up of himself where he was jumping like a frog, like real crazy. So we'll see. Somebody said, "Do you think
we need some like?" So I know they would prefer some size, but if not, that guy better be fast as all get out, right?
Yeah, he's got pretty good size. He's like 6'2". He's not small.
That's like a giant. It's like a 7-footer with Tyreek.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Somebody said, Toby, do you think that the Giants trade means that that the Giants will be taking Bane with the 10th pick? They're going to take another edge? Like, I feel like if they have anything on that
They're
team,
going inside.
another
I think
guy?
if anybody, they're going to replace
They're not
Lawrence.
going inside. There's some free agents that's still going to be available. Some guys who can be like going by June 1st, like the DJ Readers of the world, so they can fill up and get an inside guy. They don't need anybody from the outside getting pressure.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, they got Thibodeau, they got Burns, they got Abdul Carter.
They're trying to trade Thibodeau. That's how much they have too many DNs. So they're trying to get Thibodeau for a mid-rounder. They got Burns. They drafted Abdul Carter. Hopefully he could, focus on the game and not what's on his
we don't know that that's true.
Hmm.
We don't know.
I believe it's true. I believe it's true. So yeah, they're okay. I think this is
Who could be that horny watching when they're trying to prep for football? I guess Mike Vrabel.
Oh my goodness! Stop.
What?
Wait a minute now.
What?
By the way, she's Wonder Woman now.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that. She apparently rescued an old man and a dog out of a car accident.
She's the new Captain Marvel.
It's crazy.
So, but the Giants are either going to go after Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs.
Yes, and then I saw today. There's a lot of talk that the Cowboys are dying to trade into the top 10 to get Styles.
Well, here's the thing about it. So they love Sonny Styles a lot, and they've Jerry Jones, who
he's all in.
He's all in.
I'm all in.
He's about that time.
It's nothing funny when you got Sonny.
I think they're willing to talk to
I thought you was gonna say it's nothing funny when you got money.
That too.
Well, that too.
I
think they might
have I mentioned I'm all in.
They might talk to the Jets at number 2.
To go all the way up to 2?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Is that just what you want?
No, that's what it's been reported because the thing is, he said he's willing to move up. I think the Cowboys feel like this is the year. Oh, they can make a run. They have a Super Bowl. They have a Super Bowl offense. They just don't have a Super Bowl defense. They just need an average defense in their mind to compete and contend.
Look, if I was Jerry Jones, would I give a rat's ass about trading up? I don't think I would. I mean, I'm 100 years old. I mean, leave Steven holding the bag. What do you care, right? Like, I feel like, there was the talk that the Browns wanted to change the draft future rules from 3 years to 5 years. I'm like, they want to give up more draft capital? How much draft capital does this guy want to give up? But like, if anybody who should do that, it should be Jerry Jones. What does he care? Unless
I would say like
recycling the youth's blood,
How do you guys feel about that? I think there should be some limit on how far you can trade away. However, when you look at the OKC situation, they're already back and still got first round picks.
Oh, it's infuriating. They have a higher.
If you plan it and do it right, then you could go on a run for years.
Right.
Because usually I would always be willing to make a trade with a bad team because they make decisions that make them bad. And one of those decisions is giving up first-round draft picks for players 3 and 4 years down the line when you ain't turned it around in years.
Yeah, and the NBA already has provisions in there to keep teams from doing this. Like, you're not allowed to have multiple years consecutive without a first-round pick.
Which makes it worse because now OKC got all these draft picks and they already won the championship.
Yeah, they're slotted even ahead of the Heat because they have the Clippers pick this year
right
now before the lottery goes. But you got to account for age at some point. Like, I do think that if you're Stephen Ross, like, all right, he's got his succession plan in place, so that would make me less reckless. But if I was Jerry Jones, like, what do I care? Like, I might as well just put all my chips in the middle if I wanted to. But we'll see. But I got to think for the Dolphins' perspective, yeah, I think it helps. I do think because. I do think, first of all, the Giants getting to 10, it already anybody else who does want to trade up, it takes away one less team that's there. Because I can't imagine they're going to trade back after getting that kind of a sweet spot for Lawrence.
They're not. They're getting Love. They're probably getting Jeremiah Love, and then they're going to get Downs or Styles.
Yeah, because you can't trust that Scatterboo. He doesn't believe in concussions.
I mean, him and Jackson Dart.
The two of them, the CTE twins.
Wait a minute. Would you rather be the Ole twins or the CTE twins?
I don't know. There's something there that make a couple of good players, but you either got Crash Bandicoot or
dude.
Is it? Can we find here? Let's do this. You get half CTE and half of Ole, and I'll take the other half.
You think like in the medical tent,
right?
Like,
so you get one of each.
You think in the medical tent the CTE twins are doing rocks, paper, scissors with the doctor to get out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you see what Scatterboo did when Dart went in there?
Yeah.
He wanted to go comfort him and console him and everything. It was crazy.
Yeah. We just headbutt him. That'll make him feel better.
Oh my goodness. That's my favorite about athletes. Where they think more intense hitting will fix your previous hitting.
Yep. Crazy, man.
That is funny. Ole twins versus CTE twins.
Oof. I mean,
I don't know. I think I'd go with the CTE twins.
They're very talented. Very talented.
Yeah.
Well, so the Ole twins, they just can't play no defense.
Sure.
Which is a requirement.
It would help.
Along with availability.
It would help. Yes, both of those things very nice.
Well, both sides are not available.
Right.
Both sides get injured.
Well, I mean, the Ole twins are going to be healthy because they ain't touching nothing.
And then they get hurt. That's the other thing about
which is crazy.
Twins.
Yeah. I think I'd go with the CTE twins, to be honest with you. Because the Ole twins also have to deal with injuries, and you wonder why, because they Oleing.
Right. Man. Tell you where you won't get Ole. when you need that dry cleaning looking right. All right. He's never going to get blown past anything. He's going to take care of you. That's our guy Hara over at A&T Dry Cleaners, the best dry cleaning in all of South Florida. You guys want to use him. Call or text him anytime. His number is 954-610-9383. That's 954-610-9383. 40-plus years, family-owned and run right here in South Florida, Leroy.
Prom season, wedding season, have your formal wear fitting right. They can do same-day sewing. They have a seamstress on site that's ours mother, so you know you're getting the best care for your clothes. They service all of South Florida, Dade, Broward, Southern Palm Beach, and they can pick up and drop off your order. Ours a fan of the show, so if you mention our name, tell them what you get. Tobin.
Mention Tobin and Leroy at A&T Dry Cleaners. 25% off your order. So what are you waiting for? Text or call Ara today at 954-610-9383 at any time. And once you use A&T Dry Cleaners, you'll never want to launder your own clothes again. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Give you a weather update here, brought to us by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storm rolls in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. Currently in Miami, 83 degrees. That's your high for today. Low of 71. Thunderstorms expected around 5 p.m. with wind gusts up to 8 miles per hour. It's going to be one of them patented South Florida weeks where we're going to have storms all week, just rolling in
In the evening.
out. In the evening, that late afternoon stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Also, it is got a cool thing here for you. Got a giveaway coming on up. We've been doing this all week, but the Marlins are going to have Teacher Appreciation Night at Lone Depot Park when the Phillies come to town to play the Marlins on May 1st. And we got 4 packs all week long to give away, but our first one is right now. So caller number, what caller you want to do, Leroy? Caller number what for the 4-pack?
Let's do caller number 11.
Caller
That's the
11.
Dolphins pick. This is draft week.
Caller 11 to 305-567-0560 will win a 4-pack of Marlins tickets to Marlins, Phillies. Here's the Phillies. I mean, they're off to a rough start. I got to tell you, bottom of the NL East right now, the Phillies and the Mets are losing a gazillion games in a row, dude. I love it. I mean, that's the only thing.
You want to take advantage of it now?
You would like to take advantage of it. Honestly, I was like, Vlad, after that first year, I was like, man, the Marlins record's not so good. How are they still in second place? What is going on?
And then what's crazy? This sounds like this division is going to be the NFC South.
Nah, Braves will probably.
Right now, the Braves, they got to hold on. That's what made that series so disappointing. But anyway, caller 11 right now to 305-567-0560 is going to win a 4-pack of tickets to Marlins Phillies on May 1st for Teacher Appreciation. I love the teachers. Better. I'm married to one. So go check that on out. Meanwhile, the NBA playoffs in full swing. Only team that really won that was a surprise this weekend, the Magic. The Magic beat the Pistons last night to go up 1-0. They were able to steal that first game after winning the play-in. A little reminiscent of the Miami Heat because they looked so bad in their first play-in game. So bad that some are even wondering, was it on purpose? Because they absolutely killed the Hornets.
Detroit, yes.
They killed the Hornets in the second playing game, and LaMelo Ball. Whew, and he was sitting here, I liked his explanation after the game was, he goes, what do you think went wrong, LaMelo? And he goes, too many plays. What? Yeah, he goes, let me do my thing. Like, all right, dude. That's all right. Let him do his thing. And so the Magic end up smoking the Charlotte Hornets. They go on and they play in the 1-8, and they go and get one against the Pistons, sitting idly by. And Paolo Banchero, who everybody wanted to send off to China after the first play-in game, helps lead the way, and they won 112-101 yesterday to take that first game. No other real surprises in the midst of it. I guess if you want to say the Lakers beating the Rockets, but KD was a late scratch in that one. KD suffered an injury, so
knee contusion,
and those are tough, right, Leroy? Those bone bruises, that bone,
but it didn't say bone bruise. I would say he probably bumped his knee and there was some swelling.
They said, yeah, he had a knee happen in practice during the practice for the playoffs against the Lakers, and
so it would be whether he has to get it drained or anything like that.
Yeah,
because sometimes you have in your joints, in your elbow and your knee, you have these things called bursa sacs, and what they do is they release fluid to protect the joint. And sometimes you'll bump it. Like for me, my elbow, I would bump it so much that it just constantly released fluid, so they had to take it out. So you have it in your knee when you get fluid buildup. That's your body's way of protecting itself. So sometimes you have to have it drained, but it becomes painful because it restricts your movement. So I don't know, what exactly yet, but they didn't say bone bruise, so that's good. It could have just been something that he had some fluid, and when you get the fluid drained, you got to, keep it wrapped and do nothing for a couple of days.
Knicks, they beat the Hawks. Jalen Brunson, big game. Cat, big game. What'd you feel of that first matchup, Vlad? How'd you feel about it?
Nothing really. Just I'm not worried about them. We were laughing, Knicks fans, because we were thinking, this is what you waited for. This is what you lost to Miami for. Like, you wanted this. So whatever happens to you, you asked for this.
That is true. They did some theatrics with the sitting the guys late in the season.
But you're right. Mostly all the series. I mean, most of the games, game ones in this series,
they weren't bad. They weren't too compelling.
They weren't competitive at all, except for that Orlando Detroit game. But
Wemby, big game yesterday late. They beat the Blazers. Spurs beat the Blazers.
OKC crushed Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jesus, that doesn't even feel like. Oof.
Boston. By the way,
Tatum looks good.
That's what I'm looking at. Is there going to be a point in playoff where Tatum's like, I'm back and I'm going to be the man again? Because it's starting to look. It's starting to. He's starting
to edge his way up to the top of the food chain.
Leroy, Leroy, I thought he was just gonna do what Melo, because remember Melo caught some heat because he said that he just should try to fit in, and that's what he looked like he was doing. He was just trying to fit in, just being a star in other roles, contributing, maybe get 18 points, maybe get you 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Now he's starting to look like old Jason Tatum. Give me the ball. I'm going to take over the offense and create the offense. Because yesterday he had like 21 points by the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's starting
But again, when you think about it, like, I don't know how a lot of guys feel about it, but I've always been more of a Jaylen Brown fan. I don't know why. It's just maybe the way he plays. You know what I mean?
The thing with Tatum is it's just, it all feels like very, like they try and force this aura on him that I don't think is that. It's not that he's not talented and that he's not awesome. It just all feels very fake.
They try to make him Kobe Bryant. They try to make him.
Well, he tries to make himself Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
it's like what Kobe did to MJ, he's doing to Kobe. Like that's what it feels like,
Right.
And yeah, he's awesome, but it's just like, everything is just so theatrical with him. And Jaylen Brown is just kind of trudged along, been himself, and he always shows up in these bigger games anyway.
That's the thing right there. Like, when you think about all the other duos, when it comes time to show out, that's when they separate, right? And the one exception to that, I would say, is D Wade and LeBron, right? I don't think there's anybody who at the end of a game, if D Wade had the ball in his hand, say we should have gave it to LeBron, or if LeBron had the ball in his hand, say we should have gave it to D Wade, right? But in this situation, it just seems like for the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown has been more dependable in more moments than the guy they're pumping up.
Yeah, the thing with Boston, though, is there's not any pressure on him, right? Like, because it'd be ridiculous to say, oh, you have to win the championships in a year where he came off a torn Achilles. Like, you could completely excuse it. Like, the pressure in the East mostly lies with the Knicks and the Cavs. Even Detroit, you don't want to lose in the first round. That'd be very embarrassing. But if they didn't win the championship, I don't think anybody's going to go crazy because they don't even seem like a complete roster yet.
No, their coach will get fired.
They're not going to fire Bickerstaff.
Idiot.
Nah.
The problem with
the
Detroit
thing that's going to be interesting, though, is if the Magic upset, what happens to Mosley? Because everybody's basically said Mosley's getting fired no matter what because him and Paolo hate each other.
I think Bernie, Bickerstaff, JB, I think he might be
well, the coach of the year curse.
He might be coach of the year coach, and you saw what happened to Tibbs. Tibbs, you get to a 1 seed, and everybody's expecting you to be in the East, the NBA Finals, and you get knocked out.
That's just it. You know what's crazy about that though, Vlad, is that when you think about, and this is what bothers me about these discussions. In the beginning of the year, when Detroit was number 1, all of the pundits, everybody talking about Detroit said They may be the number 1 seed, but they ain't there yet. This is just kind of one of those years where they're going to end up as the number 1 seed, right? And so if you have success earlier than you previously expected, we don't ever give the coach credit for that. We then, criticize him because they're the number 1 seed and they didn't go but X amount, however far. So we don't know how far are they going to go where they're going to be like, okay, we're building something here versus, oh, the coach failed us.
Well, you can't lose in the first round to a team that everybody thought was the most dysfunctional in the league. Like, that would just be very embarrassing.
Not when you're a top seed.
You can't lose to them. But look, if there was the one thing I will say, I still think the Pistons will win the series. But if you wanted to give them a matchup that would be able to pull that off, the Magic, who are basically like defense and forearms, and they're going to try and, win their way with just tenacity. Detroit's not the biggest offensive firepower in the league. Like, they have that too. Like, that's exactly their game. And then it's dependent upon how great can Cade Cunningham be. So if there was a matchup that the Magic wanted, this one would make sense. But I still feel like their inconsistencies will unravel at some point. I don't see them pulling off a Heat Bucks upset from a couple of years ago. In fact, I think the Heat are the only team that have gotten out of that after. I think I just saw something. It was like 6 teams have done it, stolen the first game, but the Heat are the only team to advance.
Speaking of Heat and Bucks, it's kind of appropriate for you to mention that.
I will get to that. I don't want to.
Vlad, what are you doing?
I will get to that. Tonight in the playoffs, game 2, you got Toronto at Cleveland at 7:00. You got Atlanta at New York on NBC, and then you have Minnesota at Denver. All the home teams up 1-0 in those series. So we'll get that going for you and see where it goes. We'll take a break. Leroy will hand out his game balls and game bums next. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to gather around the locker room and for Leroy Horde to hand out his game balls and game bums. What do you got for us today, Leroy?
All right, so I'm going to give game ball because I didn't watch really any TV, but Matthew Fitzpatrick won again. Same venue, really cool. Scotty Scheffler, second place again. Lost in a playoff. So, it was a pretty amazing ending. Somebody won it, nobody lost it. So that's always fun to watch in any sport. My game bum is got to go to Detroit.
Bum.
Right? I mean, have you seen what Orlando has been doing the last month? There is nothing that says they should have beat you like that. Nothing. And they did. So, again, part of the thing about a series is we overreact to every single game. And we're probably doing that a bit much now. It's just one game. So, but as of right now,
the only team though, that's the thing. I said from the weekend, it's the tough thing when you're the only team to blow it. Everybody else handled their business.
Correct. It almost seems like with young teams, it's almost like that situation. Like, oh, you want to hit people in the head with garbage cans? Now I'm gonna have to cut you, right? Like they realize the intensity and the level of play that's required, and then hopefully they'll bounce back. Because I didn't see. Did you see this out of Orlando?
No, just they've been playing so bad.
Right.
We don't know that because the only thing that they seem to be good at this year was kicking the crap out of the Heat. So all of the Magic dysfunction was almost a worse light on Miami season. But I didn't see this just based on it was not only the way they played, but there was a lot of there's just a lot of dirt coming out of there. Like, oh, people are miserable. Boncaro and Mosley hate each other. Him and Franz don't work. They traded 100 picks for Desmond Bane. So now they're in this spot where all right, you got off to a nice little start there. And if they're able to win game 2, all of a sudden all of Detroit goes, Yeet!
Oh yeah.
So
I would say that I would always caution a player on a losing team complaining about how they're doing things because you ain't been winning. So you're going to have to get to a level of discomfort to change around what you've been doing your whole career. And sometimes that gets lost because they don't like the way the coach is being too aggressive, the coach is this, the coach is that. But, at some point you got to realize we got to do something different because what we've been doing and everybody being comfortable didn't work.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Game balls, game bums.
I like to give an honorable mention to Mima.
What? Which one? Which side? Bums or balls?
Bum. Here's why.
What?
Let me explain you a
Steal your food
conversation I
again?
just had. So I turned the water on to put water in the pool, right? It had been going on for a while. I said, Mima, can you go outside and turn off the water? I sent her a text while we were on the show. So I could still hear the water, right? So I go outside and I go to turn the water off. I say, Mima, you didn't read my text? She goes, I didn't hear my hearing aid in. I'm like, excuse me?
That's what she said.
She said, I didn't have my hearing aid in. I said, but I sent you a text.
Oh,
I was in the shower. I said, next time, leave with that one.
She almost got you.
I'm like, I use the Tobin. Excuse me?
-1.
Excuse me? But yeah, I'm not. Do you find yourself not you, Vlad, but do you find yourself not interested in the basketball or whether you see the game or not? You don't really care.
No, I mean, I tuned in. I just wasn't home this week, so I didn't catch a lot of the sports. There just wasn't really anything that was like, whoa. Because I think in the first round, you're always wondering, like, all right, we got. See, it's such an interesting thing in the NBA playoffs with the teams that have been fighting so hard. You're like, all right, is this going to be anything? And then the teams that have been the best kind of just smack everybody in the teeth early on. And you're like, all right, well, everything that's happened. So the only thing that is interesting is like, all right, who can do something that is surprising and a little bit jarring? But yeah, there's no bigger overreaction in the NBA playoffs than there is to game one.
Right.
So I'm not getting crazy over it, but it's not, it is. I think the thing that's interesting with Detroit is they're not proven, right? Like there's not this, there's not yet.
Well, is Orlando proven?
No, but they're even a little bit more experienced. They've gone like toe to toe with Cleveland and had some success. Like I do think that they're not as bright lights and they don't have the expectations. Like that's the difference.
Right.
So
that's usually it's usually, I never like did it personally because when you're getting hit, when somebody trying to knock you out, the circumstances of said knockout is irrelevant, right? So whether it's game one, preseason, or for the Super Bowl, that guy's still coming with that same enthusiasm to knock the hell out of you. So it's a little bit easier as a running back to get up to speed real quick, because you're getting hit. Other sports, I don't know. Like other sports, some teams almost go into it like it's the best of 7 or the best of 5. Let's just go out here and see what we got, right? And they kind of slow roll it into a series.
Yeah, and those things can be interesting too in these matchups because you look at somebody like Duran who is so awesome, but he is he's also an undersized center. Like he's maybe more hulky than certain guys, but he's very young. And his offensive game is getting there, but it's still got some limitations. And so if that can get exploited a little bit, then you're like, all right, well, who is going to be there to support Cade? Like you're going to need Duncan Robinson to have some crazy shooting performances.
You can't let Wendell Carter exploit you.
You can't, but that's what Wendell Carter does. He looks like lost for an entire time, and then there he is, just coming up with clutch stuff. You know what I mean, Vlad? Like that
was crazy. I was watching the game. I was like, really?
It's very frustrating.
Really?
Yeah. And then on the NHL side of things, I mean, I got the grand petty of them all tonight.
Oh, I know you're happy.
Yeah.
I know you're thrilled. You're a hobby ton today. You're a Canadian.
Yep. Because the Lightning lost to the Canadiens yesterday, so that's great in my petty watch. The Bruins blew it against the Sabres yesterday. That was awesome. And then tonight, you got the grand petty of them all for me, Ducks and Oilers. And if you're saying, why the Ducks, Tobin? Because I don't like Joel Quenneville, all right? He was very mean to Sergei Bobrovsky. He was very mean to Sergei Bobrovsky. Now, I will root, for Radko Gudas. I love the Butcher. But, look, all things being equal, I guess I want the Oilers to get bounced over Joel Quenneville. But I don't care for either one of these teams. And then, forget about, I got to root against Carolina tonight. I don't like the Hurricanes, and they're down. They're up 1-0 in their series. So.
You don't want the Oilers to lose because then they're going to come after Bob.
That is a conundrum, but it's still funny. I mean,
you changed it up. Last week you were saying I want the Oilers to win because I don't want them coming after Bob.
Right. Well, it'd be very surprised. I mean, I would be pretty surprised if the Oilers would pull this off. I mean, I know Draisaitl's banged up, so they got some things going up against them. But here's the thing. If they lose in the first round, it doesn't really matter about Sergei Bobrovsky because if they lose in the first round, I think McDavid's going to ask out. Like, I don't think it's going to matter. I think McDavid's going to be like, get me out of here, dude. And it's going to be over for the Oilers. So there's that too. That is an interesting storyline. I guess I just want to say, I just wish Joel Quenneville no success. That's
no success.
I just wish him no success.
That's and Vlad, you want to give us a WWE update? What happened?
Which one? Night 1 or night 2? Night 1 was kind of mediocre.
What happened last night?
Last night was great.
Last night was great.
Last night was
Lesnar walked away, yeah?
Brock Lesnar got retired. Brock Lesnar got defeated by Obafemi. You're like Obafemi, Leroy. Leroy won't say a word to the Obafemi. He sees Obafemi, Leroy's gonna be like, you know what? That's a big boy.
Is he now new Brock Lesnar?
He's the new next big thing. Yes.
So they just put two muscle heads in the ring?
They put two muscle heads together, and for 5 minutes, that's all you want to see is muscle heads, just, muscle head. That's it. Pretty much beat the hell out of each other, and then that's it. And Obafemi won in pretty much a squash match, and Brock took off his gloves and his shoes, his boots, and left in the middle of the ring.
Wow.
Which is a sign that they call it a career.
Usually.
What else happened? Penta won the 4-way intercontinental title match, which you would love. You would love that match because it's just guys just doing crazy
flips,
and everything like that. Jade Cargill lost to Rhea Ripley. That's the women's championship. That's the gothic looking one. Against you like some Leroy. You would definitely like Jade Cargill. Definitely will. And Demon Finn Balor beat Dominic Mysterio, which is Rey Mysterio Jr.'s son. And in the main event, Roman Reigns. Let's acknowledge him. He's the new world champion again. He beat CM Punk.
Wow.
In a great.
Does CM Punk have it anymore?
I'm glad you brought that. During the build up to this, Roman Reigns thing with CM Punk was old.
He is old.
He's old.
The older old.
The older old. There's one thing you could say about the old. They remained old. And in a great match towards the end, they story time, they're selling. His back gave out. He was just old and tired, and then he got speared twice, and now, it's over.
I can't believe he's still doing it. Like, I remember when CM Punk was going to fight in the UFC, and it took like 3 years because he just kept getting hurt in training. And then, he lost to
they brought that up too during the build-up.
Did they?
Yeah, they brought up like, you can't even fight. Like, you got your ass handed to you.
He's not wrong.
He got his ass handed to himself.
Twice.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what happened this weekend in the good WWE WrestleMania.
I always laugh at that too, because people seem to forget the CM Punk era of the UFC because Dana White's like so against gimmicks and all this stuff. I'm like, you let CM Punk just fight in the UFC cause.
Right.
Like, yeah, he wants to do it.
I always thought this, Tobin, Leroy, that Vince McMahon and Dana White had a weird like relationship where they were like they're cool with each other, but they're very competitive. So they are willing to take the other person's prize possession and bring them to their company.
Yeah.
You ever like there was like some sort of pettiness between.
Yeah,
both
Chael
of them.
Sonnen's got some doozy stories that you always got to take it with a grain of salt because
my goodness, he tells some whoppers.
He tells some whoppers, but he claims that Vince McMahon offered him if he beat Anderson Silva that if he just showed up the next night and never went back to the UFC, he was going to get some crazy amount of money with the belt and just left with the belt, and that was going to be his big thing. But Vince McMahon never got the UFC because he's like, you can't control the outcomes. Like, I don't get it.
Right.
Guy's ACL blows out, but he still wins on a knockout. Another guy's out, But
speaking of fighting, I've been seeing a lot of promotion
for
Boots versus our boy.
Yeah.
He's been talking. He can promote a fight, man. He can promote a fight.
Xander's a star, man.
Xander's
a star.
He is. I like him.
He did it when he was talking to us. He said, "Look, line them all up."
He got everybody in their feelings from our interview. He got the entire division upset over that stuff.
I've been seeing a lot of interviews, and it seems like a lot of people took a lot of the questions they were asking was from this interview, the interview you had with him, because a lot of the stuff they were asking were just like, okay, they kind of know how to set him up so that he can swing it out of the ballpark, and that's what basically they were doing. But he's been talking hella trash, and he's selling this fight very well.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I can't wait. Boots is a tough out, but I do wonder about the size because there was a couple times when Boots was moving up to 154. He didn't look so great. He looked good against Stanionis, but Stanionis is 5'8". Xander's 6'1". And
dude, I'm telling you, Xander is huge.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that Boots said at the press conference. He's like, "Oh, you're going to fat camp because you got to lose all that weight." Which, look, Xander's told us, like, he's celebrated, won his 2 championships and won with Bad Bunny. He's like, this is the first time I celebrated in my life. But I've already seen footage of him in camp. He looks incredible. He's literally been doing this since he was a kid. He's not going to miss weight for this fight. He's just not. So I hope Boots doesn't think he's going to get a guy who's not in incredible shape, because He is. He trains in a hot box, and they're running up those damn hills at the park here. Like, this guy knows how to do that, and I feel
So
like
if there's
I feel like
one thing that you think Xander needs to like perfect,
Mhm.
right? One thing is it power?
What I actually think, it's not even just power, because he's not a drop dead, but there's not very few boxers who are anymore. What I worry about is I've seen a lot of Xander's fights, and I don't think this is a Xander thing. We talked about this a little bit with him. I worry about his camp protecting him in these fights and being like, hey, let's throttle back a little bit, where I would like to have him tap into his killer instinct. And he's got so much respect for these coaches who he's been around since he was a teenager that he won't necessarily go full throttle. But this kid loves at his heart of hearts to go toe to toe. And I want to know, because I do think there's going to be a point where it's like, hey, it may not go your way the first couple of rounds. You're going to have to
catch up.
And I wonder about that. But then also, if he has success, can he go and finish the job? So I'm excited about that. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. We got a great fight, Jim. We'll take a break. Speaking of lead up and banter, Vlad alluded to this. Giannis Antetokounmpo
Oh, look at the joy in his face.
was on Goran Dragic's podcast. Two of my favorite things, the Dragon and trade fodder.
You needed a cigarette after watching this, didn't you?
Did I? Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. The headlines this hour brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com as we'll get to some Heat trade stuff that's out there, some fodder that's on both sides. One I did not like today that I was like,
You saw one today?
oh yeah, dude. I did not care if I saw stuff that I like. Well, listen, all fairs in Wales and wars there, Vlad. You know, it is what it is. And so
if you gonna be out there trying to get a whale, you might be losing a whale.
Right. Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Do you have a whale?
What? Do the Heat have a whale?
Yeah, a dolphin.
They got somebody I think people would like.
Bam is a dolphin.
I think
don't know if he's a whale.
Dolphins are vicious, though.
So is Bam.
But quickly on the headlines, the Marlins, they're back at it tonight. They will take on the St. Louis Cardinals. That'll get going tonight. 6:40 is your first pitch from Lone Depot Park. Max Meyer is on the hill for the Fish. And 6 o'clock will be your pregame show. Marlins on deck tonight. And so get ready for that. You will be able to hear Jack McMullen, Steven Strom, get you ready with the on deck. I never know who the radio analyst is. It's kind of like a rotating cast of characters. So I'll reach out and endeavor and figure out who's in the booth with Jack today. But he's done a great job. The boys have done a great job. And now we just need the Marlins to go win a series. That would be nice. It's going to be hard. St. Louis is rolling. They're kicking ass right now. But it is good to have Kyle Stowers back. On the playoff front tonight, your schedule on the NBA front, Raptors and Cavs game 2 tonight. Cavaliers 9.5-point favorites. Biggest spread of the night.
They're 9.5-point favorites against a team that we didn't beat. Oh yeah.
Nope. Didn't even look like we belonged in the same league as them. We had more success against the Cavs this year than we did the Raptors by a lot.
Right.
I think that was the last good thing Jovic did all year was that pass to Andrew Wiggins on the buzzer beater alley-oop.
It's usually Rod Allen that does the calls.
But sometimes they do the switcheroo. Sometimes
yeah.
and then they put Jeff in the Nelson.
Yeah.
They put Jeff in the Nelson. They put Jeff
the full Nelson.
They put Jeff Nelson in the booth because Tommy's doing the home game. So I never know. Hawks and Knicks tonight at 8 o'clock. That's your NBC game. So you got Peacock has Raptors and Cavs. Knicks, Hawks. Knicks and Hawks are on NBC.
So Peacock is the new NBA TV.
Yes. And then tonight, 10:30, Timberwolves and Nuggets. That is an interesting one because the Wolves have had success against the Nuggets in the past, but we'll see. Mr. Triple-Double himself, you know, he's a freak.
Yep.
He's a freak.
He always feels like when you watch him, he could do whatever he wants on the basketball court and can't nobody do anything to stop him.
Yep, pretty much. And then on the hockey side of things, on ESPN tonight, you got Flyers and Penguins. Philly's up 1-0 in that series. You got the Senators and Hurricanes, 7:30 on ESPN2. Carolina, they lead that series. They blanked the Senators in game 1. You got the Wild and Stars, 9:30 on ESPN. Minnesota leads that series 1-0. And then tonight, late, if you guys can't sleep, 10 o'clock, Ducks and Oilers. That is game 1 of their series tonight. So they get that one underway. So I'll start on the good side of the whale fodder. You guys familiar with a guy named Goran Dragić?
Yes, sir.
Your favorite Miami Heat player?
I love him. I mean, Dwayne Wade is my favorite Heat player, but Goran Dragić is...
after D Wade. I mean, the
Goran,
superstars.
I think he is probably third. If I go Dwayne, UD,
then Goran. Okay.
Then Zoe.
Okay.
He's
in your top
somebody
3.
that I won't name because he'll get mad. But that's neither here nor there.
Who, 22?
No, I'm not saying any names, Vlad. I'm not saying numbers. No identification because he's going to lose it.
Would you like some big coffee?
Well, listen, you got your way. The stupid Warriors lost.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Great. Now the Oklahoma City Thunder have a better pick than us.
I don't care.
I hope you're happy.
I don't care.
I hope you're happy.
I'm willing to deal with that. I'm willing to deal with Golden State losing.
Deal with world dominance by the Thunder because of your petty.
Hey, again, first of all, you're Pope Petty.
What?
You should appreciate my petty.
I don't though.
That I'm willing to go all out for the petty. Right?
There's
My
something
petty
about,
don't have conditions. This is not wishy-washy petty.
that's not how it works, dude.
I got every reason to have petty. You could be with me or not.
I'm not.
But you
with-
can't question my petty.
I can question it because
No, you can't.
I can question your sanity.
Don't be a petty phony.
What?
You're a petty
Hey,
phony.
hold on.
It's just a
hold
weird.
on.
It's just
Nah,
a
this
weird,
is really
it's
weird
a
because
strange thought process.
this is
from him.
really weird because this is like the popcorn in the kettle black. You are the fun police there, Leroy.
I know.
Anytime he's doing his thing, you always
know.
squash it. So
I know.
for you to ask him
I know.
not to
I'm
squash
not-
yours,
I got no listen. I'm not apologizing for my feelings. Sorry.
Huh?
Not
What do you mean
apologizing.
you're not apologizing for
That's
your
how I
feelings?
feel. That's my petty.
Okay, good for you. I hope you're happy.
Okay.
I hope you're happy. I'm not because
I
now
am.
I got to go to
Wait.
tankathon.
Hey, what's the word? Tickled.
Do you know how much of a loser I feel like that I have to go to tankathon.com and I got to go figure this thing out because now I got to and like I got to hit it and it's like, oh man, how are we behind the Oklahoma City Thunder in picks? They got already enough. This Sam Presti doesn't even know what he's going to do. He's just going to trade people away for funsies. He's like, it was a nice run, Jalen Williams. I'll see you later, dude. Why? Nothing you did. I just like the thrill. I like the chase. It's like you can't even you can't shake this guy. He's already done everything there is to do. It's crazy. Like, who could go at this thing like the Oklahoma City Thunder have? But anyway, the Heat are sitting at 13. That gives them a 4.8% chance at a top 4 pick, a 1% chance at the number 1 pick. But forget that for right now because it may go to this team. So Goran Dragić has started a podcast called Gogi's Garage. All right. Very happy for Goran. He's the best. And he had as his first guest, convenient timing, Giannis Antetokounmpo on the show. So I listened to this. You know, they're kicking it around. They're talking about international ball. A couple of guys, international legends for their team. Goran Dragić, of course, a Eurobasket MVP. And, you know, they're talking about the pressures of being in. And then all of a sudden, Goran, very interesting, decides to bring up, hey, man, what's up with those trade rumors this year? Now, give this clip a little bit of time because this Giannis, he likes to cover his bases. He has a lot of things to say.
Like he tries to take every situation and make himself look good.
Yeah.
Even though the situation is like, yeah, it's gonna get ugly.
Well, this was Goran Dragić, his Gogi's Garage. Go subscribe on your podcast platforms because we want to give Gogi some love. But this was him and Giannis discussing the trade rumors this season.
This season, everything was happening, around you, news, trades, this. How did you manage, with all this, tripping around the league? Giannis going to be traded, Giannis not. You have a family, you have a kids. And how was it for you, man?
So I'm going to say two things. One is that this was the first time that it was like real.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, like it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it was real, that I wanted to trade. Like it was, bro, everywhere I went, like in the street, people would tell me, don't leave, don't this, don't do that, please stay, this. Like, it was real. Like back in the day when I was younger, 25, 24, they would always say this stuff.
Yeah.
But then maybe like a week later, it will turn off. They will talk about the different story. This year, every day, social media, turn the TV on, First Take, ESPN, blah, 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 this, Giannis. And what I did, I had my family stayed in Greece, right? So, because also I wanted my family to, learn Greek and be around that culture. So I told them stay there because also there's a lot of uncertainty. I don't know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I came here, I was locked in, but this was the first time in my NBA career that it was everywhere. It was everywhere. And I think if I'd ever been in that position, if I could chase something, maybe I come out and shut it down because I think people wasn't listening to me. Like I was saying, like, oh, Giannis, come out and act for a trade. Giannis, come out and do this. Giannis. I'm like, first of all, people that I respect and people that I love,
Yeah.
I would have conversations with them, right? My coach, my GM,
Behind
people
the
that
closed door, of course. Yeah.
But I kept saying, like, I was like, guys, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. Oh, yeah, whatever. Blah, blah. Giannis is going to the Knicks. Oh, okay. 2 weeks later, I'm here, guys. I'm locked in. I got hurt, but I'm coming back to play here. Oh, Giannis is going to Miami. They wasn't listening to what I was saying, right?
Yeah.
So, if I could turn the time back, I would maybe say, come out a little bit earlier. It's like, hey, guys, this ends today. Look at me in my eyes. I'm staying with Milwaukee until further notices. Ends today. Stop, making stories and after stories and after stories. But, you know how I am. We are loyal. We are loyal people. When people believe in us and people like help us and make us, stand on our feet, it's very hard for you to turn your back. But at the same time, you're competitive. You want to win. Yeah. Everybody wants to win. So you got to make the best decision for yourself. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Can I say something? You're 31 years old, so you need to think about your knees, to be loose. So you need warm climate, man.
Hey, Miami's not a bad place, man. Beautiful city.
Wow. Look at this Goran Dragić. How's he doing more work than you guys are?
I thought you were done with this gentleman from Milwaukee.
Listen, I am done with him, but listen, I can't deflect on what Goran Dragić wants. So if Goran, what makes Goran happy makes me happy, Vlad. So it's a push pull. I have to relent on certain things if it makes the dragon happy. And so if it makes the dragon happy, it would make me happy. Am I done with Giannis's theatrics and his whole flirtation and being 6'11" Bradley Beal? Yes, it's very annoying. I mean, like, even in that clip, he's like, I should have shut it down. I should have put a rest to it. No, you didn't. You went, you did one interview one day, and then the next day you said a completely different thing. You just did it in that same interview. In 3 minutes, you went from saying, I should have shut it down. But, man, Miami, what a city. He can't help himself. He loves it. But I do appreciate Goran Dragić going out there and doing yeoman's work to try and make some moves and make something happen. So I appreciate that from Goran. How could you not? He's sitting there going, oink. What that warm weather, huh?
I mean, there's a lot of warm cities,
Not this warm. Not this warm.
Hey.
Oh, there actually isn't. I mean, is there a place that they can go to that's warmer?
Hey.
What?
Doesn't he love Disney?
Your mindset over this Giannis thing is basically about like South Florida weather. It could be sunny in the morning and raining and pouring in the evening. And that's you.
I'm just going out with
I'm not even commenting no more because you have said for the longest time, I'm out on Giannis. And now you have the audacity to come at us with, well, if Goran wants him.
Good. Makes Goran happy. It makes me happy. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to crush his dreams.
Why are you hiding behind a caveat?
I'm not hiding behind a caveat. He's my
Are you not?
He's my faves.
You said I don't want him, and then you say if Goran wants him,
if Goran wants him, what am I supposed to do? Not want him?
Okay.
Goran. I mean, he could sell ice to an Eskimo. I got to
tell you.
I mean, he's that kind of. How are you going to go up to there?
I'm a bit disappointed by your petty. Your petty has been slipping lately.
Yeah, dude,
you've been a flip-flopping floozy when it's come to getting these plays.
Triple F.
Dude, you're pointless petty. Like you have a petty with no ends to a means. It's ridiculous. You want to sit here blowing yourself up.
If you leave because you don't want to be down here, I hope you lose. Simple as that.
Great.
Not if you get traded, but if you cause chaos to get out of here, when you get to your new place, that is a team that I no longer root for. Simple as that. It's simple. It's simple.
We've been there.
You contradict Vital.
I'm not contradicting. I'm tired of Giannis's act. I don't like it. It's annoying. I will say this. Nobody believes him at this point. Not even the shine of Goran Dragić could make you believe that he's upset by all of this. He's not upset by all of it. The only thing he's probably upset by is he hasn't been traded yet. That's the only thing that's annoyed him.
All right, that's fine.
But Goran Dragić, he says the right things here,
Can I say something? You're 31 years old, so you need to
Yes.
think about your knees, to be loose. So you need warm climate, man.
Hey, Miami's not a bad place, man. It's beautiful city.
Man. All right. So, okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to shoot you a little bill. All Goran said, he insinuated, but he never mentioned the city.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis is the one that jumped and said Miami. Because there's a lot of other warm cities. Arizona, Phoenix is warm. Golden State could be warm sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Orlando, it's warm.
Sometimes.
Texas, this place, Dallas, it could be warm. I mean, it has a little cold, but he just said you need warm weather. He never mentioned the city.
Think of your knees.
He said, think of your knees. Giannis is the one that jumped and said, oh, Miami's a beautiful city. I love it. So,
It's true.
So that's why. But, Mr. Tobin,
What?
you did say December of 2025. I'm sick of Giannis.
I said,
Yeah, what? Dude, don't act like you can't remember.
remember that, dude. Hard to say.
No, it ain't hard to say.
I said that.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. See, and this is
Yeah,
why.
I was sick of his
Wait.
ass. It seems a bit strong for something for me to say that I'd be sick of Giannis. The only way Giannis Antetokounmpo is getting back in my good graces is if he saves Sonny Bunny from a fire.
-1.
Why?
Because you just got caught.
Well, how was I supposed to know? If I also knew
Wait a
back
minute.
in December,
Wait a
Goran
minute.
Dragić was going to have a
Wait a
podcast.
minute. We got two very good ones coming in. The Gaslight Gladiator.
Wait a minute.
And,
Trust me.
and
Back
see,
in December,
and he was out in February as well.
if I knew back in December that Goran Dragić was going to have a podcast and his first guest was going to be Giannis, I would have put two options there, which would have been the only way Giannis is going to get back in my good graces is if he saves Sonny Bunny from a fire and or goes on a podcast with Goran Dragić and says how much Miami would help his knees. Giannis. Look, he's still not coming here. I just want to be clear here. They're not
No, dude.
he's
Why?
not coming here. So I'm
Wait.
not even worried about it.
You ain't got no shame either.
What do you mean?
No shame.
What
Like,
is there to be ashamed
The
of?
evidence has been placed in front of you, and you still trying to caveat Cowboy out of it.
As Giannis has said, I'm a human, okay? And people and humans can change their opinion.
Oh,
That's just how it is. Sometimes the facts
Oh.
change.
How did the facts change?
Goran Dragić had him on a podcast, and he
That's
said that
it?
he wants.
It's not even something he said or the circumstance surrounding him
Oh,
getting
no.
out of there.
I mean, like he was like, Miami is a beautiful place. Still is.
Oh my goodness.
What am I supposed to do? Crush Goran Dragic's dreams?
No. But you can still be consistent with your beliefs that I don't want Giannis.
Consistent. I am consistent. He has been a
Now,
flip-flop phony.
I even gave you a way out. Okay?
Doesn't sound
You're
like
like,
that.
look, I don't want Giannis, and you've said this. I don't want Giannis, but if the Heat get him, I'm a root for the Heat.
Of course.
I have to accept that fraudulence right there.
It's not
right?
fraudulent.
It's fraudulence.
It's not fraudulent.
Okay? But you have taken it to a whole different level here.
How so?
We have a
Because
montage.
we actually played sound.
We
and
have a
you still
montage.
dismiss it. Your own voice. Who does that? We got evidence.
Okay, because I'm not that up.
They put music to
You
this.
asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay, do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal.
Oh, yeah, this was
Which is
a whopper
to get
from
a
him.
promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. there's always steps to it. You know, Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me.
You made a montage.
I didn't make that.
Yes,
Frog
you
Boy.
did.
Frog Boy made that.
But you supported it. You
I don't
co-signed.
have any say of what Frog Boy puts together.
You co-signed it.
Look, it was a ridiculous statement from him back in the day.
But you co-signed
it. It's a step to success to get gentlemen swept in the first round.
And
what the hell kind of a logic is that?
Receipt.
You want to talk about caveat cowboy?
Wait. We talking about you. This is not about Giannis. Giannis being Giannis. But you have also been flip-flopping. And then gonna get at Giannis for flip-flopping.
He's like, listen, as I've said many times, the Heat are going to go after Giannis. It's not like Pat Riley is going to listen to my opinion on this. He's going to go after Giannis. So I do have to get ready for the situation of Giannis is going to be on the Miami Heat. Do I think it's going to happen? No, the dude can't. The dude hasn't reeled in a whale in years. So believe it when I see it. But I do appreciate one thing I will say. You can call this fraudulence or not. I don't really care. But I can appreciate good recruiting. And what Goran Dragić was doing was good recruiting. That's it.
Stage one is denial.
I'm not denying anything, though.
You are denying the fact that you said you ain't want Giannis.
I'm not denying it.
And now all of a sudden you flip-flop to the other side.
Nope, I did not.
You still don't want Giannis.
If he comes here, he comes here. What am I going to
do? That wasn't the question. Wasn't the question.
The question is
something.
Do you want Giannis?
So you need to think about your knees, to be loose. So you need warm climate, man.
Hey, Miami's not a bad place, man. It's beautiful city.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm just supposed to ignore it? Sorry.
Yeah, you could ignore it.
I can't ignore it. That's
Tobin
not the job.
Sounds like a congressman. Yeah, that's fake news.
It's not fake news. Obviously, it's real news. Now, if he went on the Roommates podcast with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, will he, talk about how awesome? Probably, because he's a chameleon. That's what he likes to do. He likes to just make everybody happy. That's what he does.
Why are you falling for it then?
I'm not. I'm just happy that Goran
Stay true
Dragić,
to who you are.
What I'm most happy for is Goran Dragić is out here trying.
Listen.
What I need somebody associated with the Miami Heat to give a rat's ass, because right now, down at 601 Biscayne Boulevard, they have been stuck in mud. They haven't done squad douche to get this team back to where it's supposed to be. And you have Goran Dragić here sitting in his garage with a podcast, actually trying to make things happen, actually trying to move and shake.
If Tobin was a congressman, he'd be Marco Ruby Tuesday.
Do they have Ruby Tuesdays anymore?
I don't think so.
Sparingly.
I haven't seen a Ruby Tuesday around anywhere.
I know. I couldn't tell the difference. Like some of them look alike. Ruby Tuesday and what was the other one? They closed a lot of them too.
What, Bennigan's?
No, huh?
Bennigan's.
Not Bennigan's. I used to always get them mixed up. Oh, I can't think of the name. I think of it.
The guy going by Trump Epstein files says Tobin is a paid propagandist by the Miami Heat media. No other way to describe it. It's interesting.
Fridays. Yes, Fridays. Fridays is it.
Yeah, Fridays.
Yeah, Friday's still available.
Yeah.
I think there's one by the Movie Co. What was Movie Co. on Sheridan Street in Broward?
I saw one in Orlando recently. It was across from the sea where there was a TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
Still around.
Still there.
Still around. Is the one in Aventura still there? That was the hot spot back in the day.
I ain't gonna lie now.
Day.
Now that you saying TGIF,
I tell you what.
TGIF.
Dear restaurants, everybody doesn't survive when you make the money grab with your customers, right?
I just want to be clear.
That things get smaller, you charge more. Everybody can't win that battle. So y'all need to be careful. Y'all need to be careful, because just go ask Chicken Kitchen, just ask TGI Fridays. What happened? I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. You started giving smaller portions, your burgers got smaller, and happy hour just wasn't hitting like it used to hit.
Dude's more interested in
he was more interested in food than Giannis.
Yeah, he's more interested in his portion. Like if I made Giannis, if I made Giannis an appetizer at TGI Fridays,
be all in.
He'd have takes for days.
Oh, dude, that's not true.
It's 100% true.
If Giannis was a Publix burger or Publix wings, you'd be all in.
Vlad, here's the problem, right? this take on Fridays and whatever is gonna go away. But Tobin gonna keep flip-flopping with Giannis until the basketball season.
I find what he's doing very annoying, but I appreciate the effort from Goran Dragić. The two things can be mutually exclusive.
So, okay. So you're annoyed with Giannis and his constant flirtation.
He just changes with the wind. And I think the thing that I find the most annoying about him is he sits here and he's like, how is this all happening? I should have put a stop to it. Dude, you literally could have, but every time that you try to put a stop to it, you do something completely different a day later to a different reporter.
See, this is the hypocritical.
It's not hypocritical.
No,
it's
not
the
you.
truth.
Not you, him. He's being hypocritical,
right?
Because he wanted to be the hottest chick in the game, and then now he's saying, every time I wake up, all this ESPN first take is all about me. But you wanted that. That's why you say you were the hottest chick in the game. So you're not upset with Giannis' constant flirtation. You're upset at the fact that
he can't just say what he wants.
Biscayne Boulevard over there is not flirting back or hasn't sealed the deal in the flirtation.
Vlad, here's what Goran Dragić should have told him, okay? This is really what Goran should have told him, and he won't tell him on a podcast, but what he should say off is like, hey, dude, you need to put your stones on the table. When I wanted out of Phoenix, okay, I said to them, I don't trust Phoenix anymore. Get me out of here. And that's Goran.
So you want to stink. That's what you want.
That's what you're supposed to do. And this guy wants to make a stink, but Febreze it on the way out. Like he wants to crop dust, but leave some aerosol.
It's not his fault. They don't know. It's not in his nature. It's not in his character to make a stink like that.
Well, he needs to take some lessons.
You know who is? Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, he should take some lessons.
Listen. When he left, he brought a tornado through the organization and then just left and found his happy place.
All right. I kind of agree with you, but the organization was, whether with Jimmy or without Jimmy, they stuck in the same situation.
Yep.
No, I got you. No, I understand. I understand that.
It's not really anything was going to change whether he stayed or not.
Nothing was going to change. I agree with all that. But I would say that, one, the conversations with Jimmy and all the questions asked of Jimmy, he's the one that put out there, I'm just going to go out here and ball. And that lasted for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, well, if you believed him, you were a sucker.
Okay, but that's why I can keep my petty.
We'll take a break. More to come. We're back after this. welcome back, everybody. Hey, Leroy, let's get another weather update, huh? Brought to us by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Oh, it's clouding up a little bit. Looks
Oh.
like we're getting a little overcast. We got a little overcast right now. Wind's still coming out of the east. Probably I'm gonna say at 10 to 15 miles an hour, and I'm gonna say it's probably like between 80 and 85 degrees. But it looks like some storms may be a brewing for later on this evening. This is that time of year, so whatever you're gonna do, try to get it done earlier in the day, because in the evening you're gonna get those passing showers. And if you work and get off at 4 or 5 o'clock, just drive careful. Like it could just start drizzling and people drive like it's a torrential downpour. Like, let's keep it moving.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
How was your birthday?
It was great. I'm exhausted.
Are you exhausted? Really? So you had that much fun, huh?
It was just long periods of times, and it was every day, so I wasn't able to actually have like some downtime.
That's your birthday. Who talks about downtime on their birthday? Birthday weekend celebration.
I'd like some time to myself.
Not on your birthday. Your birthday's not for you. It's for everybody else.
You love your alone time on your birthday.
No, I'm kidding. Like, I'm kidding about the birthday. Is like, yeah, I know me. They go, what do you want? I say, okay, we can do cake or whatever. I want a piece of Kawhi. I had a lot more of them than you, though.
That's yeah, it's true.
Well, the old have no birthdays. Let's get to the mixed bag over here. You guys familiar with Bam Adebayo and Jaime Jaquez Jr.?
Yep.
Did they do some hot wings?
They did some hot wings. Hot ones. So, like, I was confused by this. Did they do now teammate version of this? Because I thought there was always a guy who did the hot ones and he interviews celebrities. Now there's tandem hot ones.
There is tandem hot ones. They'll grab maybe co-stars of a movie or a TV show that's popular, and they'll have
they do like little random promotions, basically.
Right, maybe even a couple. So I wouldn't be shocked if you see Bam in Asia do one in the near future. But yeah, they try to.
Asia has gone it by herself though.
Right.
Well, so they do different levels of hot. Is how this works.
Yeah, I think you either got to answer the question or you got to eat the wing. I think that's how it's supposed to go.
Yep.
And so it was Jaime's turn. And Jaime was asked to give 3 brutal pieces of advice to your teammate Bam Adebayo. And here's what he said.
You joined the Miami Heat as a rookie in 2023. Take the opportunity to give me, a veteran player since 2027, 3 pieces of brutal feedback on my game.
Wow. I would say, number 1, in the post, I'm sure Asia can attest to this too. Sometimes you just got to go, man. Sometimes you got to stop pump faking and you just got to go. Remember, you 6'10", you could dunk on everybody. The sensitivity. Yeah, we know we had those talks about the sensitivity.
Okay.
You know, sometimes just got to take it on the chin, keep it pushing. And then for the third one, as much as I love you and I'm so happy for you, I am a little sick about Kobe, man. I am a little sick. I grew up a Kobe fan.
You're from LA.
I'm a LA. I'm a Kobe guy. I love you. I'm so happy for you, bro. But I still am like, damn, Kobe's my guy. I never thought anyone would break it, but
now your teammate did it.
That's what I'm saying. If anyone was going to be it, I'm happy it's you.
See, my God.
All right. I like piece of advice number 1 the most.
What was that?
I don't think the last one was advice anyway. So
I wanted to hear. I thought somebody was gonna eat a wing.
No,
if you answer the question, you do not eat a wing.
Can I get a 20
Why are we
second?
doing? I thought we was doing the hot wing thing, and then
Can I get a 20-second timeout here?
Yeah.
You wanted to hear or see him eat a wing? That's all you cared about?
Yeah, I wanted to see him suffer with the hot wings. So I thought that's what we were doing.
Watch the episode. We're not allowed to play that anyway.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't know there was a Q&A in this thing.
The point I said, you either have to eat the wing or answer the tough question. He decided to give advice.
oh, I
wanted
thought
to
it
hear
was like
bones crack.
not a Q&A. I thought it was a like, you know, like information.
But do you can I just say, do you understand?
I never saw the show.
Okay, well, I said it. I set it up with the clip. But also, this goes back to the TGI Fridays thing from a segment ago, where, like, again, instead of the basketball, you want to talk food.
Literally.
The name of the show is Hot Ones.
No.
You are not paying attention to when they speak. He set it up saying that if you don't answer the question,
No, but I'm saying I thought
you
it
have
was
to
like
eat the hot wings.
Wait, I thought it was like a trivia question. I didn't know it was like a Q&A, like truth or dare.
It could be different.
I never saw the show, so when they were talking, I was like, well,
fine, man.
That's what I'm just telling you. I never saw the show.
Bless your heart.
Leroy heard wings and lost his mind.
Bless your heart. Listen,
I want to see somebody. I say, ain't nobody eating the hot wing.
I really hope they give you a phone
No,
call.
wait.
Okay? I would love to see you eat those wings.
He said, if you don't answer the question, I thought they would ask you a question, a trivia question. If you don't get it, you got to eat a hot wing. Not a truth or dare type question. So I was a little confused. I never saw the show. You guys saw the show.
I think I set it up. I think everybody got it, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all
Leroy
good.
wanted to hear chicken being
It's all good.
He
It's all
wanted
good.
to hear bones being cracked. He wanted marrow to come out.
He is sweet. It's all good. Well, here's a clip from Charles Barkley. He's not talking about food. He was on Mad Dog Radio, and he was asked about his relationship with Michael Jordan, which Michael Jordan is building a dynasty in NASCAR right now. He's won like every week.
Oh, he's good.
Yep.
He's good. His celebrations continue to be weird because he choked out and kissed his winner, but you know, whatever. You're going to tell the GOAT. You're not going to tell him anything. Charles Barkley revealed things are actually getting better between him and Michael Jordan.
Has Jordan talked to you, or is he still mad at you? What's going on? We always start there. What's up with Michael here? Any conversations with him, or no?
We had a conversation. We're gonna get together and play golf as soon as basketball is over.
Wow, Charles, that's a big story. Because he was mad at you, and now so you got back together with him, and it's who you're gonna go hang out. Happy to hear that.
We're not like Prince William and Prince Harry. We always had a lot of love for each other. But we talked actually in the last probably 72 hours. We decided to get together and play golf as soon as basketball is over.
That's nice. I'm glad that they're not fighting anymore. He probably doesn't care anymore because he's not the owner of the Hornets.
Question: does anybody really give a rat's ass?
Yeah, I think it's nice that they're friends again,
but
especially since him and Scottie Pippen hate each other.
Cool. But if Charles is not opening his mouth, letting everybody know that they're friends or not friends, nobody's caring. Like nobody's right. Asking, hey, wonder if Michael and Charles are playing golf
one's a
today.
media member who's going to be asked. I mean, Michael Jordan does one interview and gets $1 gazillion from NBC. I don't think Mike Tirico asked him, hey, where's your relationship with Charles Barkley? You know, like it's only one-sided because he's the only guy who's ever talking. He's a media person.
Right, but the reason why they're not talking is because, and Charles said it because
he correctly told him that he stunk his owner of the Hornets.
Right, cool, but nobody needs to know. Well, the reason why Michael's not talking to me is because I was fairly critical of him and he didn't like that.
But it is a known thing now. So
It is a
know
known
that they
thing.
are back together and it is it's a relationship that's back happy. I think that's good news.
Say that you and Leroy had, y'all weren't cool or you weren't talking. Nobody would know unless one of you mention it.
Right.
Depends if you want to be honest or not.
No, but there is no like. It is a situation that had to be brought up by one person. Otherwise, like, it's not a question that people would ask. Hey, how are you and Michael Jordan? Are you cool? It's not like it just doesn't come up because you competing against each other or whatever. So
yeah, I guess. But once it's out in the ether, people know they don't like each other after being friends. Like, I think it's a fine thing to ask down the road. Like, are you guys good?
All right. I mean, I guess.
Maybe you should just eat a chicken wing. LeBron James, he got to play a playoff game with his son, Bronny. This is what LeBron had to say about that.
I was on the floor with my son, like in a playoff game. That's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened to me in my career. It was just so cool to be out there with him and his brother and sister and his mom in the building and his grandma. Like, that's just insane. Like, my mom get to watch her son and her grandson during the playoffs. That's crazy.
Wow, getting emotional.
It is crazy.
Did you see the picture?
Yeah. Which one?
The one where Grandma Gloria was.
No, I
holding-
didn't see that
Oh,
picture.
yeah, they showed a picture of Gloria and LeBron's mom. Game 1, Warriors. I mean, not Warriors. Wizards Cavaliers. LeBron's first playoff game,
Mhm.
and she was holding her grandson.
That's crazy.
And then now, 21 years later,
Awesome
she's
moment.
watching her grandson and her son play together on the court
And getting a win.
getting a dub.
Getting a dub. Because Luka and Austin
41.
Reeves.
Jesus, how's he still good?
Has he good and everybody else is hurt?
Isn't that crazy?
Kevin Durant's
Let me
hurt.
say- right.
Luka's hurt. Austin Reeves is
You got to
hurt.
figure Disney and ABC was like, what is this? All the superstars are gone. And the one guy that's still they can bank on, they can rely on.
Yep.
It's the 41-year-old.
Yep. Crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Jamahl Mosley. This is what he had to say about having the one upset over the weekend where the Magic beat the Pistons. Here's what the Magic head coach had to say.
No, I mean, again, like you just said it, they've been off. We found a little bit of rhythm playing so many games, so that always plays a part in it. But, I'm still just happy that our guys came out, defended the right way. We were intentional in how we executed our offense. I think those are the things that we talked about being able to do against a great team like this, how they turn you over, how they defend, how they rebound the basketball, all those small things within the game. I was happy that we accomplished that, with this group.
All those small things.
I don't think Jamahl Mosley's saying that.
Well, he's got a giant. Makes sense.
I mean, there's some truth to that. It happens in football a lot. Sometimes a wild card goes all the way to Super Bowl because they've been playing, life or death football for a lot longer than some of these teams that are the number 1 seed. It happens. Not normally, because there's a reason why you're 1 seed and the other team's not.
I mean, we saw it 3 years ago.
With
the Heat.
The Heat, right. Yeah, but it's still an anomaly, even though people think they can just do it.
What a series. What a time to be alive. That was a little bit stranger, though, because you still had Giannis and the Bucks as a 1 seed, and they were a champion. Like, they had won a couple of years but prior.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think the one thing that would make you a little worried about this is just because of the inexperience of the Pistons. Like that's going to be in their heads until they get back out there and make it right for a couple days. So we'll see. But I'm not sweating. It just, if they completely crumble on that would be such a disappointing ending to the season for them. To lose to that team with look, that's a talented team. I think Magic do have players. It's weird that they've been as dysfunctional as they have been.
Right.
But I mean, to get this stuff together like that, and if they take the first 2 games on your floor, yeesh, that's why.
I mean, like, it gets to a point, though, I always wonder, if you're Detroit, what should your expectations be? If you're a fan of Detroit, and I don't mean not losing the first round. I mean, what are your expectations with everybody in the basketball world just kind of dismissing them because they're so new to this?
Yeah, but I think if you have a season like that, you're thinking at least we got to get to the conference finals.
Really?
That's the post out. Yeah, I think so. With the way that this East is, the way that this breaks for them, yeah, I think so. So if you get bounced in the first round, disaster.
All right. I got
We'll take a break. Get you caught up with your headlines. Final hour of the show coming on up. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hey, WQAM's Whiskey Stars and Cigars, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Automall, returns Friday, May 8th. Talk sports unfiltered with our on-air hosts at Tabacon Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk, starting at 6 p.m.
I'm going to be filtered.
Enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker and a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. The event is free. Just stop on by. Get all the info now at WQAM.com. You must be 21 or older. See you at 6 p.m. on Friday, May 8th at Tabacon Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey Stars and Cigars presented by Edmore Sawgrass Automall. 4 brands, 1 location, your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. Looking forward to it. The headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com as the Marlins going to open up a 3-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals tonight, 6:40. Max Meyer on the hill for the Fish, and they'll be back at it Tuesday at 6:40. Wednesday will be an afternoon game, 12:10, and so the Fish will look to get things going. And you can hear that right here on WQAM. Meanwhile, Pat Riley, still awaiting for Pat Riley. Don't know when he's going to speak and what he's going to have to say about this.
More importantly, will you be there?
I plan on it. We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see. We'll see. Why are you saying that like that? That's not cool.
I mean, because you're the guy.
What do you want me to do? Ask him a menu question? What's going to be served at the concession stands?
I would just
that would tickle your fancy.
I would just like you not to cause more controversy.
Well, he's responsible for his words, not me.
Okay.
I will say, though, I told you there was another shoe on the other foot with the whole whale thing. So this Bill Simmons, Lil Willie, him and that Zach Lowe, they got to hobnobbing on their podcast, a couple of gossipers, and they started throwing out fake Bam trades to the Hornets, and I didn't like that at all.
Is Bam Adebayo on the table? I could offer you Bridges and Grant Williams.
He'd be so good there. Oh, my God.
I could give you your 27 first back. Now you have it unprotected. You have all your firsts again. I could give you my 14th pick. I could give you that Dallas pick. I could give you a 2029 first. Here's everything I got. Give us Bam. And now I have Bam, Con, Brandon Miller, LaMelo, and some role guys. Let's go.
Bam is from North Carolina, and he has a family and friends that go to every Charlotte game.
You like
he'd be so good there. It's a come to Jesus moment for Miami, right? Because Bam's the captain. He's the last guy they want to trade. He's the personification of Heat culture, and that's all real. They all love him. You saw how they reacted to his 83-point game, his mom being on the floor, all that stuff. But they are at a moment where they just can't deny anymore that this is all they are. This core is not winning you anything, and they have to know that now. There's no hope for it.
Bam's going into year 10. He is going to turn 29 years old next season.
He'd be so good in Charlotte. I'm so jealous that you thought of this.
I don't know. I just think these two teams make sense as trade partners.
Ugh, I don't like this at all.
Hey, now.
Although I did mention this months ago.
Now, if I were to say this, the fact that that Pat hasn't thought about this or kicked the tires on this just internally, it's not the same Pat. Because as long as I've been watching the Miami Heat or covering them, there has never been a player on his team that has been untouchable. And in the last 4 or 5 years, we've had 7 players who have been untouchable.
The only thing I don't like about there's a couple things. I don't want to trade Bam, but
of course not.
The thing that doesn't sit well with me about it, if they were to do that trade with Charlotte, is those rat bastards cheated us out of that pick anyway. They swept under the Terry Rozier thing, and so now
I love the way they say, you can have your pick back.
Yeah, now you can have your pick back, and just give us your captain. I don't like that. I know you're getting other picks too in this scenario, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The basketball wise, it unfortunately makes a lot of sense. There are two teams that make a lot of sense for Bam Adebayo. It's Charlotte and San Antonio, who both could give the allotment of whatever stuff they wanted to. I honestly don't think the Heat are going to have that come to Jesus moment with Bam. I don't think they do it unless he wants to leave. I just don't think they do it. And especially I don't think that they do it just for picks. Is there a conversation to have about it? Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, where are they right now? They're in no man's land. And typically when you're in no man's land, you saw this with Memphis. Memphis traded Jaron Jackson. They traded Desmond Bane. They'll probably trade John Morant. When you get to those spots, that probably is the time where you need to look at your core. But I just don't see the Heat doing it with Adebayo. I just don't. I think that unless he goes to them, and he was pretty tepid about stuff last week. He was like, yeah, we'll talk about it. I expect changes, but it didn't sound like a guy who's disgruntled. Like, look, the Heat have taken care of him. He's about to start a monster extension with them. So I don't think he's itching to get out of here quite yet. But yeah, that's the only part that the Charlotte pick really, like, I was like, oh my God, that's the pick you're going to get back. Your lottery protected pick that you gave them for the stupid Rozier trade. I mean, if you want to just talk about just like absolute asset Armageddon from the way you're supposed to treat things, just talk about an all-time loser move by the Miami Heat. Can we get our pick back? Here's Bam. Ugh, sniveling. I don't like it. But as I said, that's where they are right now. They deserve it because, if this was any other franchise snooping around, who smells disgruntled? Who could be had?
Well, I mean, you can't smell disgruntled. Somebody got to let you know. Right?
Yeah.
You can't go up to a player and say, I have a sense.
Yeah.
That you're disgruntled. Bam might say, no, I'm quite gruntled. I'm good.
He might. Maybe he does, he wears, he could be, wearing it publicly and he could be mother bleeping people backstage. I don't know. I don't think so. I think if anybody wants to, I think they would say, hey, maybe make more of a stink, put a little bit more pressure on the organization to do something. And I just think that's in his nature. I don't know. But I do wonder, yeah, like with his age, it's not like he's old. He's going to be 29 this summer. But what is the out route with him? Like, where do they go from here? And I think the organization has put itself in a place where, Chipper Bill Simmons is here talking about trading the captain away. But it is what it is. This is what happens. This is what happens when you can't beat the Raptors once in a season. The Raptors, dude. The Raptors?
I mean, they're just one of three.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I mean, the Magic and just annihilate. The thing with the Raptors, Vlad, those games weren't even close. They played the Celtics more competitive than they did the Raptors. The Raptors basically like toyed with them, like a lion with a mouse, pew, pew, smacking them across the court. Mamu Kelishvili killing the Heat.
It didn't help that they tried to go as small as possible.
Oh my God. Yeah. Happy birthday, Kel'el. What do you want? Not to be pulled for a 6'5" guy. Whew. Blows out his cupcake. Jennifer, did you wish for more Kel'el Ware playing time for your birthday?
That wish actually comes May 15th.
On my birthday.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, you remember my birthday. Quite amazing.
I remember your birthday.
No newsletter anymore.
No newsletter. I know.
Yeah, what happened to the newsletter?
Hey, my birthday is in the same place in the newsletter as it was before. Nowhere.
Never existed.
Oh, man. Give you another weather update here, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows indoors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. 83 degrees right now in Miami, mostly cloudy, high of 84, low of 71, thunderstorms expected. Now they're saying around 6 p.m., so a little bit later. Wind gusts up to 12 miles per hour. Careful driving out there, everybody. Careful. So Ugh. Excuse me, Hornets. Can we trade you Bam, and can we please get our pick back that you swindled from us?
That'd be funny. That would be some funny stuff, though.
Funny to who? Not to me. That would be terrible. Basketball wise, makes all the sense in the world. And it is kind of
I know.
You get your pick back?
objectively a cool story. But I mean, it just makes you feel like such a loser. Like, imagine like losing to somebody you got taken in a poker game, and you'd be like, "Can I sell you this to get my money back that I lost?"
But isn't it crazy that, like, if this were any other team, you'd be talking about how great this trade is?
No, listen.
We swindled them.
I'm sure the Hornet. If I bet you Charlotte Tobin is laughing, belly laughing right now. And what can I say? I'm sitting here, I have no comeback other than, you guys resorted to thuggery to take out Bam in the play-in game just to show up like that against the Magic. But whatever, I'm just lashing out at this point.
Yeah, because you think it might happen.
Again, I don't.
Go ahead, say your thing. Hard to say.
No, I don't think it's hard to say. I think if I had to put the odds that Bam gets traded this summer, I'm going to say 20%. Like, I think it's very slim.
I think it's even less than that.
Yeah. So no, but
I will say this in fairness, that in years past, when Pat Riley was always willing to wheel a deal, this wouldn't have even been up for debate. He would have done it. And if you look back at the past,
yes, but normally there's a player that he would, to Pat Riley to do the trade the players just for assets, that's not been a thing that they've done.
For a player, for a star.
Getting Miles Bridges back is not exactly like awesome. Like, that sucks.
Oh no, he kills us.
Yeah. But could you imagine, like, Bam? It's like, what do we do to get rid of LaMelo Ball's immaturity? Oh, we'll get the most mature player in the league. Maybe that'll balance it out.
I mean, Bam might want it.
Look,
he's always getting injured by the guy. You might as well join the guy.
Join him. That would be.
You feel more safe.
What if they traded Bam for LaMelo?
No, you wouldn't do that.
No.
Hell no.
I mean, you're basically trading. You're basically trading one Ole twin for a younger and more and maybe less durable.
No. I'm not saying the Heat. Like, I'm not talking about a Tyler. I'm saying, would you do it? Would you do if the Heat got back LaMelo Ball for Bam? Would you be more intrigued by that to bring the Ferris wheel down to Bayside?
No.
It'd be 2 Ferris wheels.
No.
Did you hear that note by J-Fig? Wow.
Well, she hasn't even told Pat Riley to wake up yet. I'm really disappointed in her. A year ago, she was telling him to get his ass in gear.
Wasn't it a year ago? I feel like it was a couple months ago.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I need you to get into a place where you're calling him out.
Okay, when I get to the studio.
Right,
So I'm closer, he can hear me.
We'll take a break. More to come. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. So, according to reports this weekend, Mike Vrabel will not get punished for any of his seemingly horny antics at the adult resort with Dianna Russini. They did like this. They did like this whole back. Yeah, super awkward. Now he is gonna talk this week, right?
Shocker.
It is draft week. It is like he's got to say something because there was this whole thing that came out. Mike Florio took a few minutes away from not trying to ban Troy Aikman to find out that the Patriots really apparently tried to do their best to kill this story. And if there's anybody who's got experience about killing horny stories, it's the Patriots. So
I guess, did he really kill it?
Well, no, they didn't. I mean, they tried to. They tried to. They tried to get this whole thing swept under the rug, it seems. But, what they should have done is probably call Adam Silver. That guy knows how to cover things up. But instead, the story is obviously out there because they know. Not a great look. Not a great look. And the other thing that came out today with the Patriots is apparently by June 1st, basically A.J. Brown's going to be a Patriot, which is a little bit on how all this suspicion around this stuff started because of how much smoke there was around the A.J. Brown Patriot stuff from Dianna Russini. And now everybody's hopping on that bandwagon now that she is basically on the sideline. She resigned last week. Apparently saved an old man,
Captain Marvel,
from a car crash, although there's even conflicting reports about that she maybe just held a dog while everybody else helped the old man. Who knows? I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Wow.
You know what? Maybe the old man was heavy for her to pull out or something.
I don't know. You're right, Jennifer. Listen, she's not
an animal. Okay, that's not a bad thing either.
It's
I
not
mean, but
nothing.
wow, that story went from 100 to 0 really quick.
That is how the story has been reported. It's like, it went from that to different eyewitnesses have different accounts of what went on there.
I mean, think about this. If she didn't have her little situation, a lot of people might not have known who it was.
Maybe.
Facts.
Maybe
that's true.
It was a crazy time. If that did happen, though, great work by her. Does it help anything? I don't know. But there's Mike Vrabel. When the hell is he going to face the music?
Face what music?
Face what music?
For being a horn dog.
So what?
You're not supposed to be a horn dog head coach. You got to be focused on the draft.
Can I give you the difference between the two?
Here we go. Okay.
The success of Mike Vrabel has nothing to do with Russini, but the success that she has in her industry is affected by the relationship she has with a coach or a player or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know about that one because first
Why
of all,
not?
if there's trade fodder around a certain player that she's either influencing or getting information out there, that's not nothing or no benefit to him from this relationship. So it's not just nothing. And the second thing is you had all this accountability that this was a silly story 2 weeks ago, and now you've been quiet as a mouse. You've had nothing to say publicly about somebody who's allegedly your friend. You don't find that a little bit odd? Like what kind
no
of
longer has a job?
Yeah, that's a little bit odd, dude. You can't come out public.
Oh, you think he should come out just if that's his friend, just to come out and defend her?
Well, hold on.
It takes two to tango, doesn't it?
You did come out publicly and deny it.
Well, she told you to.
Well, we don't know that. You don't think you think that it was just her saying deny it? Because I gotta imagine Mrs. Vrabel wasn't too happy about it either. And so while this person's careers have been flamed, that's allegedly your friend. Nothing to say. No going to bat for it even more to put even more cold water on it.
No.
Or is it just I'll just hide in the shadows and hope the football covers it up?
I got my own thing to worry about at home.
See,
plus,
y'all,
it wasn't my wife. It wasn't my wife that hired the PI. That was your man that hired the PI.
It doesn't matter. The damage is done.
Y'all worried about other stuff. The situation I'm worried about is the husband and the wife. right? Like that's
resources-
real time stuff. You can recover from anything else, but that you can't.
Well, apparently it was the husband that hired the PI.
That's what the word is. That it was her husband who hired it. But also, he's also doing something wrong. It's not like it's not whoever's husband or wife hired the PI. It doesn't eradicate the idea that Mike Vrabel's sitting here not going to pro days and seemingly bumping uglies.
I mean,
and then
she's
he's like,
also
"Oh,
said-
this is laughable. This is laughable." Oh, that's cool, Mike. You got your pre-draft press conference? No.
Well, ESPN.com broke it down, and if you read the ESPN.com article, yeah, she was kind of running. She was running a point on everything.
Running point on the idea that they went to her first, but then the other side of this is what Florio reported today is that the Patriots also got wind of this and tried to kill the story before it even ever came out. So it's not like this guy's sitting here like had no knowledge, always blindsided by.
No, he wasn't blindsided. No,
you know,
no. But look, I mean, what if she was the one that broke this story?
That'd be pretty. That'd be a pretty crazy scoop.
Wow, that's crazy. If she broke her own dirt story.
No. I'm saying, what if she broke the story? Not let me
to
clarify
Florio.
that. No, not Florio. Like, what if she had not seen this trade with the Patriots and the Eagles?
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Say the Athletic was the one that broke it.
Mm-hmm.
People would be looking at
that's the point.
That's the whole problem.
She's had this inside information.
Yeah.
She's had this on the AJ Brown story for the longest.
So she's at. Oh, really? So
Yes.
yeah. So then that's. See, there's nothing that's gonna happen to
Kind
him.
of one of those things where like everybody's there picking up the bone. She had a story like 2 weeks ago on this.
I mean,
But that's the problem that I have is that now everybody in your industry is gonna look at how you get your information differently. Whereas Vrabel, like, if you look at his job, is now if they struggle this year, then everybody's gonna say, it's because of that Russini thing in the offseason.
Yeah, but also if it is also on the side of like, hey, if he's got loose lips on it, that's not nothing. Like if you're as a head coach and you're a no distractions guy and you're leaking stuff left and right, that's also not nothing.
No, it's not, but it doesn't
Especially
affect
for coaches that like to say everything is it's all secrets. Oh, we keep distractions out. Well, not when you got your arm back like a satisfied polar bear by a pool.
But again, it affects her job more than it affects his job.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Here's what I would say to that though. If it didn't affect his job, where's he at? If it doesn't affect his job and it's nothing, why are the Patriots making such an effort to make it go away? Why hasn't he said anything?
Because
nobody doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to, right?
He does have to because he has to come out and talk.
You're saying
all
he
the
has
time.
to.
Well, why wouldn't he?
If
Why
he
would not
doesn't,
do a pre-draft press
but
conference?
if he just says nothing, how does it affect him? It doesn't affect him at all.
It would be that. See, here's the thing. It would be the case of that if he's said nothing from jump. The first thing he said was laughable. We were there with friends.
Did he say laughable or she said laughable?
I don't know who said laughable. One of them said laughable.
I think she said was laugh. She was the one that was kind of like making it seem
They
like
both
it was
had
nothing.
they both had statements on the story.
No, he was like, yeah, it was nothing. It was just two friends just hanging out.
That's
That
how you
was
treat
it.
your friends. You go away like a rat. Interesting. Anyway, gotta take a break. We'll get to a little all right. Oh no! After this. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to play All Right. No. To close things out here on a Monday. My All Right goes to Creed. Yes, the band.
Why?
They're gonna be touring on a cruise ship. They're embarking from Miami a year from today, or a year from a year.
And
and a
you're
week
mad.
from today.
Wait,
Oh?
is that a step up or a step down?
I don't know. I feel like people like cruise.
A lot of
concerts.
bands are starting to do that now,
Will
and
they be performing with arms wide open?
I would hope so, but the one that I really want them to perform, Marlins Will Soar. Let's play ball. It's game day. Also, aside, all right, goes to Eury Perez for a great outing yesterday. Was able to get the Marlins on the board this weekend because they dropped the last two. They dropped the first two of that series, so needed it. I'm hopeful that the Marlins can get things going against the Cardinals and win their first series since the second series of the season. I would like that, but not an easy challenge. My no goes to LaMelo Ball. I mean, if you're going to take out Bam Adebayo, can you at least show up in the next game? Like, if you're going to cheat your way in the play-in and advance in the play-in, could you do something in the game then after? You injured him for no reason. That's what you put forth? And now I got to deal with stupid Bill Simmons trade rumors. It's annoying. That's my no. Leroy?
All right, my no is gonna go to the Panthers and the Heat. Because my sports viewing has decreased significantly, and it has decreased significantly this time of year since 2019. So I'm a little, upset at the fact that I don't have a local team and I refuse to, I ain't pulling out a side team. So that's my no. I guess I'm gonna say my all right is gonna go to the weekend I had with the beautiful people of Rochester.
All right.
Like,
who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But it was fun. Long day. Nothing like flying in the same day and going until 10 that night. I was a little pooped. But I had fun. Alex Wright is a pretty cool dude. And it should be fun following him. And he works out down here with Myles Garrett, by the way. So I want to go see the monster.
Oh, that's cool. You're gonna go?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check him out. He's gonna call me when they get down here. Cause I need to see what workout a man of his size does.
Wow. That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds cool. Can you even find golf clubs the size for Myles Garrett? I feel like he would just.
Here's what they do. They get 1 or 2 inches longer because there are tall golfers that are taller than Myles Garrett. But the thing that you'll have to do is the big grips, very big grips, because the hands are just massive.
Jennifer, what's your all right? No.
My no right now is the downpour that's happening currently over here. It
Really?
is nasty outside.
Well, if you listen to my forecast, I told you it was.
You
coming.
said around 6 o'clock, so
No, he said around 6 o'clock. I never use times. I use evenings, usually around when people drive home, but that's usually when it hits.
Well, it's 1:50 and it is pouring by here. And my all right obviously goes to my birthday weekend. I had a very long weekend, but it was wonderful being around family and some family that I haven't even seen in a while in my house. So that was very cool. Being able to hang out with my best friends, it was all really nice to see just the amount of love there is always.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful. Glad you had a great weekend.
Yep.
It's all I really care about.
What's your all right and no from the weekend?
My all right. There's a lot of things to be all right about. Could have been with the Knicks game 1, but I expected that. Could have been WrestleMania 2's main event. The OTC winning the title over CM Punk. Trick Williams being a U.S. champion. Seen a lot of African Americans in wrestling and being prominent. That could be it. I'm going to tell you what my all right is. You want to know what my all right is, Tobin?
Tell me. 3
seconds into game 1 of the NHL first round playoffs, the Ottawa Senators, Brady Tkachuk got into a fight 3 seconds in. Puck barely dropped, and they got into a fight 3 seconds in. That was my all right. That's how you set
when
off
that happens.
the NHL playoffs. You get into a fight. So Brady Tkachuk doing, making his brother proud, making his niece proud. I think he's a niece, right?
She is a niece, yes.
Yes.
He is now Uncle Brady.
He's Uncle Brady. So, yes, that's my all right. My own now. The NBA playoffs.
Tough start.
Oh, no. That wasn't, it wasn't, no. It wasn't good. There was not really a good game to watch.
Is this like football in that the best weekend of the season is the divisional week? So the next round of playoffs. I don't want
to say that because usually the weekend there were like last year's. If you remember last year's opening weekend, there was some great games. There were like that Denver Clippers, I believe, where Aaron Gordon was just hitting like game winners. It was like a lot of game winning shots to open.
No, there were a lot of
weekend.
buzzer beaters.
Yeah. So it all depends. It depends on the matchups, but yeah, this past weekend wasn't a great start. So that's my own now.
Oh no!
Seeing that Anthony Edwards questionable for tonight with a knee injury. That's not great.
KD still questionable for tomorrow too.
That stinks. So there you go. Also, there's a report from Jonathan Jones from CBS and Ryan Dunleavy from New York Post. Odell Beckham Jr. is in the Giants building for a physical today.
Oh yeah, he's making a comeback. They're bringing the band back together.
Really?
Yeah, they're bringing Jodeci back together.
Did they not see him on the Dolphins?
Well, you got to understand.
He stunk.
He does. But nobody has greater mixtape highlights than Odell Beckham.
No.
Right?
Crazy, right?
He's
like the one-hit wonder in music, but every time the song come on, everybody go
Leroy.
crazy.
They show him working out, catching ball. You think it's the greatest highlight you ever see. And then when
like Steph Curry warm up.
Oh, it's man.
This isn't going to make everybody sad though. Like now you're going to bring him back and it's like, hey, do the one-handed catch thing.
I
will
say this though. When you come back from significant knee injuries, right? It usually takes a year. Like you're able to play, but not really. So maybe, what is he, 32, 33?
He's 33.
33. So as you get older, that time frame gets stretched out a little bit. So maybe this time off, he got healthy and he might not have the same explosiveness, but he still has the same ability to run routes. Who knows?
I think we know.
Really?
Yeah, don't you think you were more skeptical of this when he was younger?
Yes, because he
On the
just came off
Dolphins.
injury. I understand that, I understand this rule in sports that a lot of people don't. Just because you're healthy enough to play doesn't mean you're healthy. And you're not back to your normal self when you first get back. I mean, you look at when Kirk Cousins came back. You look at when Aaron Rodgers came back. Yeah, you're healthy enough to play, but you don't have that same pop in your body that you had before you got hurt. That takes more time.
Yeah, but also the old are old, right? I mean, he tried to go up against science and it felt like science won.
Science always wins.
I don't,
not
always.
Not against Jalen Phillips.
Jason Tatum beat science. Drew Smith beat science.
Okay.
Barkov beat science. Not always. Science doesn't always win. But against Odell Beckham, it feels like science is having a go at him.
Okay. I got you.
I don't know about that one, dude.
Go ahead.
Odell Beckham. I mean, it's a cool story. I mean, he's back with the Giants. Yay. But
I mean, okay.
Just don't see what the point is. I feel like it's going to make you. I guess he was with Harbaugh in Baltimore, right?
Yes.
All right.
That didn't work out too well.
No, he had a good year that year. Remember, he came down here.
He was okay. He was decent.
I mean, for what they asked him to do, he was a slot receiver playing third downs.
He was decent.
Right.
He was decent. Now everybody gets the dust off the old. Does anybody have his number there? Does he have to get it back?
13?
Yeah. Does
I
anybody?
don't think anybody has 13.
All right.
Maybe maybe a quarterback.
You know what they tell people? Like, we had guys that came back and they said, you can get your number back because the guy that had the number, he ain't good enough. He wasn't good enough to keep it. So I seen guys come back, get their number back.
We'll see what goes on there, man. He's in the fold. We got Giants week. We got draft week here. It was Giants week because they made the big trade over the weekend.
You think the Giants won? You think the Giants won that trade, right?
I just don't think. I don't know. I just don't think the Bengals are ever going to be good at defense. Like, what's Al Golden going to do? Have knowing the way he calls defense, they'll probably have Dexter Lawrence playing linebacker.
Yeah, but you know who get you another chance to get another Dexter Lawrence? An additional pick. So while, they may have lost Dexter Lawrence, imagine what they could do with the 2 picks. Now, the problem is, normally teams that make these moves make crappy picks, and then you say, why did we give that guy up?
Right.
So that's more the issue.
This is what we're working out for the Giants. Giants are going to be the New England Patriots of the season.
I don't know, dude. We'll see.
They got a last place schedule.
Yeah.
Right?
You got Harbaugh.
You got Harbaugh.
Yeah.
You got a receiver in Neighbors coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You got your quarterback.
But what do they have also? CTE twins.
Oh, they do have this. Well,
you never know.
Well,
it's like a time bomb.
I will say this,
Jeremiah
Vlad,
Love and a defensive player, you'll be back.
If you go to the easiest schedules in the NFL, usually a couple of those teams make the playoffs over, say, the Patriots, who are going to have one of the tougher schedules this year. And people just overlook that thinking, oh, we just going to come right back. Actually, it's going to be more difficult for the Patriots to go back to the playoffs.
Well, we got plenty of time to get into it this week. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Hockman, Crowder, and Solana are coming on up, and we'll talk to you rascals tomorrow.